Hey there, everyone. How are you? Whisper to me, Lola, Alicia, Carol Clark, Mandy, Hall, Gigi, Newfie. Not first. Nope. Almost. Cheryl, Lola, I got you. Renee. Uh-oh. Flower Girl, J. Quinn. Karen H., are you the Karen that emailed me about the buffering? Just wondering. Gail B., P. Sniddle, Cheryl Curtis, My Crazy Life. YouTube is 2 for 2 today. Shocking. Oh, 2 for 2. You didn't get any notifications? Is that what you mean? Got here. Hi, Angie. Hi, Ivy. Sabrina, hello there. Gigi, Gail B., Jen Proctor, Larky, Julianne, hello. Teresa, Gambler. Hi, Carolyn. I was checking to see if your show was on before taking our dogs for a walk. Yeah, we just came on. I have the updates about Johnny Depp and also some more updates about Olivia Jensen. It wasn't you, Karen H. Maybe it was someone trying to pretend they were you. I got this email and it said, I really wish you'd do your happy mail inside. The buffering is so annoying. Something to that effect. I didn't think it would be you, Karen H. I didn't think so. I think it was somebody trying to pretend they were. Be Real, Mandy, Lindsay, Sharon. Okay. So we'll wait for a few more people to come in. Oh, you got both. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. Good. Okay. I don't know. I never know which. Delphine, hello there. No, I mean, her name was Karen and her last name was with an H. So she didn't put her YouTube name and I didn't recognize it and I've never received an email from the person. Someone let the refrigerator open. Was it? They were having issues with what? With buffering? Yeah. Teresa Johnson. Nice, you sound like my therapist. Hi, Skipper. It was sketchy. Yeah, hit the likes. Smash them, please, while we wait. Green and purple hearts. So, hey there, Winter, how are you doing? Did anybody check out Jones Joy? Let me see in the meantime if I can get to the website and see the baskets. Let's look at the baskets while we're waiting. Click here to see the baskets. Okay, so $50 gift card to the Allendale Bar. That's Bar and Grill. It should be our Bar and Grill. That's a really good place to go. The bar. They have this sizzling steak platter that I used to have all the time. Large Toblerone chocolate, Skittles, travel thermos, and orange blossom tea. $25 gift card to Starbucks. That's something they can easily mail out to you, right? And something you can use anywhere. Wooden wall plaque, $25 gift card to Dante's and Leonia. You wouldn't be able to use that, but Chipotle you would be able to use. So even if you're not from the area, You could already have, I see 1, 2, let's see, 3 $25 gift card to Home Depot, 5 free Dunkin' Donuts lattes, cell phone bag and blue travel cup, $50 certificate for Pampered Chef products, $25 gift card to Starbucks, let's see. I'm just looking for stuff that if you're not local to them. Franco's Pizza. Oh my gosh. This is bringing back. Oh, Dairy Queen. Oh my gosh. That's like minutes from where I lived. Those two things. So $25 for $20, so you can get 25 chances. You can get 3 for $5. Okay, and that's how easy it is to do that. All right, and here is the link. I hope that I'm going to do it for some gift cards, and I hope that you guys will do it. I mean, you can do just $5, and every $5 helps, or you could do 25 for 20, put them all on one basket, put them on the 3 basket, put them on the gift cards. Okay, that would be a really, really good thing. Okay, let's see. Okay, we've got enough to start, I think. Though we should get some more likes. Just saying. Just saying. Could get at least 20 more, I think. I would think so. Hey, Two Scooter. Who else came in here when I was doing that? Danny. Crystal. Robin is amazing. Is this a new Robin or is this our old Robin? Because I don't know where our old Robin, plain Robin, is. And then we had another Robin that was coming in recently. Hi, it's Bank. Newfie. Newfie. Okay. Lindsay, Carol Clark, Kristen, Lindsay, Maggie Hughes. Who did I miss? Anybody there? It's Big. You hit the likes, thanks. Tina Banana, hello there. The Bryan Clan. Okay, all right. All right, we're almost there anyway. Hi, Tico. Hi, Sassy Darcy. Sassy Darcy, how come you left us so abruptly during the painting? Everybody was like, where's Sassy Darcy? She was so quiet. I haven't looked at my painting since the other night. I haven't even looked at it. You got your hoodie? My stuff is on its way. I'll show it to you when I get it. I ordered a hoodie too. We're supposed to be having a giveaway too with some kind of merch. I've got to get back to the company on something. Hey, Poetry Pebbles. Peace, Niddle. Oh, your internet crapped out? Crappy internet. It's going around. You don't want to catch it. Hi, Nanette. Oh, Nanette, I haven't had a chance to look at email, but I see you sent me something about a baptism. I'm way behind in email. As if I'm never. So, hang on. Okay, we've got 47 likes. I'd like 50, but, well, do we 3 people could hit the like so we can... Hi, Kathy from Texas. I was here a long ago under another name, but my channel got hacked when you did the Chris Watts case. Your channel got hacked? But were you under the name Robin? Because I'm looking for our original Robin. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Am I ready to try and see if I can get it sprout? Okay, just take your time, gambler, okay? Because we had some guy named Smitty in here, and he was like, Carolyn, I'm going to throw these away. They're not sprouting. And I said, send me a picture. And they were great looking, you know? So I said, just wait, hang on. I'm doing mine too. It takes a long time. Like the ones that I planted, they still haven't sprouted yet. Just know it could take a long time. But then guess what? Smitty had one of the best avocado plants you've ever seen. They take a long time. You have to have patience. Do it anyway. Okay, let's look at Johnny Depp's day in court, okay? Johnny Depp. All right, let's go to the start of this. Johnny Depp returned to the witness box to begin his 5th day in London, you know, Monday morning, giving evidence in his libel case against the Sun. He was first asked about an alleged incident of domestic violence against his ex-wife, Amber Heard, shortly after he lost the top of his middle finger while in Australia. The actor's barrister, David Sherborne, said he asked Johnny about an alleged incident in LA that happened March 23rd in 2015, where he is said to have grabbed Amber by the hair with one hand and hit her repeatedly in the head with the other. Johnny said, I flew back from Australia to LA to have surgery on the finger, and at that time they had put a pin in it, in the broken bone, the fractured bone, but to no avail. Johnny said he ended up getting MRSA, describing the disease as painful, and recalled wearing a little dinosaur cast on his hand, adding that he chose the children's cast because it was more fun. Johnny confirmed he was wearing the cast at the time of the alleged incident in the Eastern Columbia building. Johnny was asked, and with that cast on, would you have been able to grab Amber's hair with one hand and punch her repeatedly with the other? Johnny replied, no, sir. Johnny was asked by his attorney about an alleged incident during his honeymoon with Amber that happened on a train in Southeast Asia in July of 2015. Johnny confirmed that he and Amber were accompanied by a security guard, Malcolm Connolly, for the entire trip, and said they became quite friendly with the railway staff. He said staff accommodated the couple by putting them in a separate dining car to avoid people taking photographs of them during meals, and that their guard, Mr. Connolly, was always present in that car. Mr. Sherborne asked, were you violent at all to Amber during that train journey? Johnny replied, no, not at all. Mr. Sherborne asked Johnny about an alleged incident that took place at his LA penthouse he shared with Amber on the 15th of December, 2015. The court heard it was the night before Amber was due to be filming for an appearance on The Late Late Show with James Corden. Mr. Sherborne said Johnny is alleged to have inflicted a litany of violence on Amber on that occasion before allegedly headbutting his ex-wife. The barrister said Johnny's evidence was that your foreheads may have clashed when the actor was trying to grab her arms to prevent her from hitting him. Johnny explained he grabbed Amber to lock her arms to stop her attacking him, and when asked if he was violent towards Amber in any way, Johnny replied, "No, sir." Mr. Sherborne asked, "Did you intend to headbutt her?" Johnny responded, "Not at all." He was then asked, "Did you deliberately strike her nose, causing it to be bashed up? I think that is Amber's phrase." Johnny said, "No, sir." Johnny was asked about a recording of a conversation between himself and Amber made without his knowledge when they met in a hotel room in San Francisco in July of 2016. The meeting happened shortly after Amber had obtained a restraining order. The recording refers to the headbutt incident in December of 2015, in which Johnny can be heard saying, "I headbutted you in the effing forehead. That doesn't break a nose." Mr. Sherborne asked if Amber asked for the meeting, to which Johnny said, "That's correct." Asked if he remembered how far the restraining order stated he had to keep away from Amber, Johnny replied, "I believe it was something like 150 feet. Mr. Sherborne referred to the suggestion by Sasha Was, QC, representing the Sun's publisher News Group newspapers, that Johnny invented his version of events and said that he had accidentally headbutted his ex-wife. Asked if he had invented this account since December of 2019, Mr. Depp replied, "Certainly not, no." Mr. Sherborne referred to notes of nurse Erin Borum, who had discussed the alleged incident with Amber after it had happened. Mr. Sherborne said Ms. Borum was a friend of Amber's who attended her birthday party and had seen the actress on the 17th of December while delivering medication. The nurse said Amber was disheveled and had visible bright red blood on her lip, which she told Ms. Borum was from an injury sustained in the argument. Ms. Borum also explained that Amber's face and scalp, this nurse examined Amber's face and scalp and said she was unable to see bruises or clumps of hair missing. Mr. Sherborne then asked Johnny to explain part of his evidence about Amber suffering chapped lips. Johnny replied it was normal that she had pretty dry lips. She was constantly using lip balm. She would pick the dry skin. Mr. Sherborne said, "And what would happen when she did that?" And Johnny said, "Well, just like anything. It would bleed if you're pulling the scab off." Mr. Depp was asked about a text message he received from Amber Heard's father, David Heard, following the alleged incident at the couple's LA penthouse. In the text, Mr. Heard said he knew his daughter needed help with her temper, as did Johnny for his problems with drink and drugs. He also wrote, "But I still love you like a father or brother." Weird. Mr. Sherborne asked if Lily Rose, if your daughter told you that her husband had slapped her repeatedly, punched her, deliberately smacked her in the nose, grabbed her by the hair, dragged her upstairs by the hair, pulled chunks of her hair out, would you still send a text to him saying, "I love you like a brother or father"? Johnny replied, "Definitely not." Johnny was asked about an argument with Amber after her 30th birthday party at the couple's LA penthouse on the 21st of April 2016, which he had attended after a bad business meeting with his manager. And Johnny said, "I was in the early stage of learning from my recently acquired new business manager that the former business managers had taken quite a lot of my money. They had stolen my money." Asked how much money they had taken, Johnny replied, "It was put to me this way, because I had no idea about money or amounts of money. Since Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and 3, I had, and this is ludicrous to have to state, it's quite embarrassing actually, I had made $650 million. And when I sacked them for the right reasons, I had not only lost $650 million, but I was $100 million in the hole, because they, the previous business managers, had not paid the government my taxes for 17 years. Mr. Sherborne said, "So, as you said, a bad meeting," to which Johnny replied, "Very unpleasant and ugly, yes." Johnny was asked if he had smoked any cannabis between leaving the meeting with his new business manager and attending Amber's birthday party. And he said, "It is possible that from the meeting, which was in my office in the conference room, that on the way down to Amber's dinner, it is possible that I would have smoked some in the car on the way." Mr. Sherborne asked what effect does smoking that have on Johnny, and if it would have put him in a rage, with Johnny replying, "No, it's a calming agent for me." Mr. Sherborne then referred to notes taken by the nurse, Erin Borum, who attended Amber's birthday party, that read, "Amber appeared irritable and upset. She reports being angry with her husband because he's late." The notes add that Johnny arrives at 10:15 p.m. and he appears in good spirits, and that the actor was coherent and sociable, with Johnny and Amber appearing affectionate to one another during their dinner. Mr. Sherborne asked, "Does that accord with your recollection?" And Johnny says, "Yes, sir." When addressing an alleged argument between Johnny and Amber on her birthday in April of 2016, Mr. Sherborne referred again to the secret recording of the couple's meeting later that year in San Francisco. Mr. Depp can be heard saying, "You effing haymakered me, man, and you came around the bed to effing start punching on me." Mr. Sherborne asked what a haymaker was, to which Johnny replied, "It's just a type of wild swinging, kind of a roundhouse punch, as it were. It's a bit of a wild swing, but effective if it reaches the target." Mr. Sherborne then asked Johnny if he remembered Amber denying she hit him in response. He replied, "No, I don't remember her denying that she hit me." The barrister said it was suggested to Johnny by Sasha Wass, QC, in cross-examination that by going to bed and reading on Amber's birthday, he had made her angry. Mr. Sherborne asked, "Mr. Depp, did you deserve to be punched because you were reading in bed on her birthday?" Johnny replied, "Under the circumstances of being harangued and forced into some argument or altercation, I don't think it was the wrong thing to do. I thought it was best to remove myself from the argument because it seemed ridiculous to me." Johnny was asked if that was something he did only once during arguments, and he responded, "No, sir, quite a lot." Johnny had previously told the court on Friday that in 57 years he had never hit a woman. Mr. Sherborne referred to the actor's ex-girlfriends, Kate Moss, Winona Ryder, Ellen Barkin, and Vanessa Paradis, and said Miss Barkin, who gave a deposition in support of Amber in another case, claimed he threw a bottle, but not at her, and did not say he hit her. Mr. Sherborne said it was suggested by Ms. Wass in cross-examination that Amber was very different to Miss Pandis, and whom with Mr. Depp shares his daughter Lily Rose, describing Amber as a strong, independent woman. Johnny was asked, "Was Amber someone who would never tell you off?" He replied, No, she was absolutely, whatever was on her mind she would say. There was an understanding of truth between us." Johnny was then asked if Vanessa was submissive, to which he replied, "Not remotely, no. She wasn't afraid to confront me on any subject matter. The star told the court he and Vanessa were together for a little over 14 years. Okay. Johnny was asked about photos of Amber's head injuries. Johnny was reminded of Amber stating she would take photographs to show the actor what he had done because he would not remember the next day. In her witness statement, Amber said she had never imagined showing the photos as part of a court case. Yeah, sure. Mr. Shorborn asked Johnny if she had ever shown him any of the photographs. He said there was one photograph. Amber had shown him on a flight from Boston at a time when he was working 17 hours a day and had already agreed to go to the Bahamas to detox after that. Johnny said I was obviously on the nod and very tired, falling asleep, and the ice cream then spilled all over my leg, and she took that and showed me the next day. Look at what you've become. Look at you. It's pathetic. Here, I'll show you a picture with, he fell asleep with ice cream all down his leg here. Mr. Shorborn said, "Did Amber ever show any photographs of any injuries to you to demonstrate what you had done?" And Johnny replied, "No, sir," adding that he had never seen any of the photographs Amber had taken of her injuries before the court case started. Then his attorney referred back to the recording of the couple in San Francisco from July of 2016, and he told the court that Amber said it was unbelievable to imagine that she had either been in a secret fight club or plotting to do this for years, just saving it up for the right time, when she was not asking for any money, adding no one is going to believe that. Johnny said he had no idea what a secret fight club referred to, as he had never heard the term. He said, "I thought it meant a couple of scenarios. The secret fight club, I didn't understand. I thought it was a very odd alternative to the secret fight club, and it seemed to me, in a strange way, it was almost as if it was a reverse confession, if you will." Johnny continued, "It seemed like everything she would accuse me of was something that she had done to me. So I started to see this kind of pattern, a mirroring. And when she said that, I was really taken aback for sure." Johnny was asked why he stopped speaking to Amber's friend, Tillett Wright. Johnny told the court, Mr. Tillett Wright is a very close friend of Amber's and had become quite friendly with his daughter, Lily Rose. Johnny said she was about 14 or 15, maybe. Johnny said Mr. Tillett Wright is an activist for the LGBT community, and he was doing a series of photographs with a small interview with the subject, and he had chosen my daughter Lily Rose to be the subject of his essay or whatever he was doing. It was to be about sexual preference and things of that nature, and Mr. Tillett Wright didn't once ask myself or the mother of our children, Vanessa, for permission to interview or take photographs of my daughter, and my daughter was represented essentially by Mr. Tillett Wright's writing and words. He continued, "I took great offense to that." Johnny was asked by Mr. Justice Nicole about text previously referred to as the Australia drug text sent between the actor and his then assistant Nathan Holmes in February and March of 2015. The judge asked at that time, where was Mr. Holmes? Was he in Australia or was he in the United States? And Johnny replied, "I believe Mr. Holmes was in Australia. I believe he was in Australia prior to my arrival so as to get the house set up." The judge then asked, "Were you asking Mr. Holmes to acquire drugs for yourself and for Ms. Hurd?" Johnny said. He was asking for drugs for both of them. The judge then thanked Johnny for giving evidence over 5 days, and the actor left the witness box. And as he left, Johnny smiled and said to one of the court ushers, "I'm going to miss you." Johnny's former personal assistant, Stephen Duders, who is now the European president of the actor's production company, Infinitum Nihil, was called to give evidence. Mr. Duders said he worked for Mr. Depp for 16 years, since June 2004, and confirmed he was a personal assistant for the actor during Johnny's relationship with Amber. Mr. Duders said that he dealt with Johnny's professional and personal needs and agreed he was a friend to the star. Sasha Wass asked if Mr. Duders was regarded as almost family to Johnny, and put it to Mr. Duders that his loyalty has been rewarded because you are now the European president of Johnny's production company. And Mr. Duders replied, "Well, I got promoted to that position, yes." Ms. Wass suggested, "You are financially dependent on Mr. Depp for your income, and you are dependent on the Johnny Depp brand for your future income," to which Mr. Duders agreed. Ms. Wass continued, "And if Mr. Depp or his brand is damaged professionally, you in turn are damaged financially." "Yes," Mr. Duders replied. Ms. Wass asked if one of his duties as personal assistant to Mr. Depp over the years has been to assist him in obtaining controlled drugs. She added, "I am suggesting that you involved yourself in obtaining controlled drugs, illegal drugs, for Mr. Depp over the period when you were his personal assistant." And Mr. Duders denied purchasing drugs and asked if he had ever been involved in the arrangements for obtaining illegal drugs. He said he had, but it would be a very rare occurrence. Ms. Wass continued, "You did so knowing full well, I presume, that the supply or being involved in the supply of controlled drugs is against the law. And you nonetheless did that because your loyalty was to Mr. Depp and to make sure he got what he wanted." Mr. Duders replied yes to both statements. Ms. Wass then read a text from Mr. Duders to Mr. Depp on an unknown date in which he said he was chasing drugs. Another text from Mr. Depp to Mr. Duders read, "Must procure many, many more from Joel. Need them immediately now. It must be acquired and repackaged as vitamin gel packs and put on a fast horse." Mr. Duders denied that that text referred to controlled drugs, adding in all likelihood that would be the marijuana capsules and the marijuana candies, which are legal to obtain in Los Angeles, which Johnny has a marijuana card for. When Ms. Wass suggested Mr. Depp was very keen on marijuana as a recreational drug, Mr. Duders said, "Not for the first 8 years I was with him," adding that by 2013 he was. Ms. Wass added that it was not only marijuana, but Mr. Depp was also very keen on coke. Mr. Duders replied, I don't know if I would use the word keen. I would say occasional usage." Mr. Duders was then shown a picture of Mr. Depp fully clothed asleep on the floor of his home, which Ms. Wass said showed him unconscious or asleep. Asked if that was a common occurrence, Mr. Duders replied, "I wouldn't say common." Mr. Duders added that he had witnessed it on a rare occasion, but when I look at that picture, it's quite distressing to me. Ms. Wass asked if Mr. Duders was involved in passing drugs from Nathan Holmes to Mr. Depp, and he replied that he did not recall a specific incident, but it was perfectly possible. He said, "I would go and pick up maybe from the production office. I wouldn't always be aware of the specifics. I don't recall specifically Australia in 2015 passing on any illegal substances. In the UK is probably the only time it has happened on a rare occasion." Stephen Duders was asked in court about Johnny's drink and drug use and referred to medical notes which Refer to the actor's lifetime history of self-medicating behaviors. Mr. Duders replied, well, in the first 8 years when I was with him, I would contest that because I never saw anything. Ms. Wass suggested Mr. Depp had issues with other drugs, including alcohol, and then just the opiates. He went to the Bahamas in 2014 to try and kick. Mr. Duders responded he would drink, but I don't think that's not what he had to quit at that point. He didn't get drunk, which was quite remarkable. He had a very strong constitution. Ms. Wass then asked about a private flight from Boston to LA in May of 2014, when Mr. Depp is alleged to have slapped Amber and kicked her in the back before passing out in the bathroom. Ms. Wass said when Johnny boarded the plane, he was already drunk and under the influence of drugs, illegal drugs. Mr. Duders disagreed. No, I wouldn't say he was drunk. I do recall him being very low, quiet, and introverted. Quite introverted. Let's see. He added that he wouldn't have witnessed what Mr. Depp might have taken before boarding the flight. But he said that he saw him drawing or painting after he got on the plane. Mr. Duders said he did not agree that Johnny had been taking coke because coke had the opposite effect. Ms. Wass then referred to a text Johnny sent to his friend, actor Paul Bettany, a few days after said flight, and stated that he had taken powders, pills, and drank a large amount the night before the flight. Mr. Duders said he thought the reference to pills would be whatever medications Johnny was on, but said the account sent to Mr. Bettany did not accord with his recollection. He was then asked about whether Johnny was screaming obscenities during the flight, as stated in the actor's text to Paul Bettany. Mr. Duders said he didn't recall Mr. Depp doing so, and asked if it was something you likely forget. He said, no, I would remember that. Mr. Duders said, it's loud on those planes, so you can't hear. There's no conversation to be had. While he said he could see Mr. Depp clearly, Mr. Duders added, I would not be able to hear if something was being shouted. I would be able to see it, but I would not be able to hear it. Ms. Wass suggested that Mr. Depp was very aggressive in shouting at Amber, and said Mr. Depp had called his ex a go-getter, two really nasty words to describe a woman beginning with S and W. Mr. Duders denied this and said Mr. Depp would never use offensive language to describe women, and said the actor hadn't used the words W and now C. See you next Tuesday. On the exchange between Mr. Depp and Miss Heard on the flight, Mr. Duders said there was clearly talk going on between them. That was apparent, but it didn't seem to be any sort of screaming of obscenities or slang. Ms. Wass asked if Johnny kicked Amber in the back, to which Mr. Duders replied Mr. Depp hadn't kicked her in the back, but had slowly raised his foot towards her back or bottom. Ms. Wass said, I suggest that wasn't a playful attempt. That was a proper kick to her back, an assault, as you saw it, and you saw it. Mr. Duders said, no, I didn't see that. Asked if Mr. Depp was behaving like a monster on the flight, Mr. Duders replied, a monster? No, he was very quiet. I could tell he had a problem with the opiates because it was right before he kicked them. Ms. Wass said, but you have forgotten the powders that he mentioned. Mr. Duders replied, I certainly don't recall powders on the plane. Stephen Duders was asked whether he had seen Johnny pass out before, with the actor's former assistant recalling a time in 2011 after a long day of filming. Mr. Duders didn't recall any sort of passing out on the flight from Boston to LA. He added that he had only seen Johnny vomit once or twice, and certainly not on the plane. Mr. Duders was then asked about a text exchange between himself and Amber after the flight, where he had said, he is up in the bathroom moving slowly. We'll let you know when en route how he is in the car. He is in some pain, as you might guess. Ms. Wass asked, what pain are you saying he might be in this text message to Amber? Mr. Duder said, to the best of my recollection, I suppose if he went to the bathroom and then fell asleep, potentially he's hungover, potentially. I recall sometimes because he stopped using the opiates, it would affect his stomach. It could cause quite unpleasant feelings in that area. I don't know. I can't say specifically. Ms. Wass read out another text where Mr. Duders and Johnny had been, where Mr. Duders said Johnny had been sick and asked him, do you think that having seen what he said he had done by way of drink and controlled drugs, that he just might have overdone it? Mr. Duders replied, it's possible, yes. The behavior wasn't the behavior of a drunkard. Nevertheless, the consumption could be quite impressive, if you will. So, not necessarily behavioral, but physical, yes. Ms. Wass continued to question Mr. Duders on parts of the text exchange between him and Amber. It read, hey, he's up, he's much better, clearer. He doesn't remember much, but we took him through all that happened. He's sorry, very sorry, and just wants to get better, which allows us to make him follow up on that promise. Another text continued, he's teary. He doesn't want to be a F-up anymore. His words. He's got bad indigestion this morning, but otherwise all right. He's gone back to sleep for a bit. Spoke to C, which is Chris T., Johnny's sister. We're going to set him up with Dr. Kipper on Wednesday. Hopefully he won't be skipping it this time. Mr. Duder said he supposed Mr. Depp was sorry because of the conflict, and he probably meant in his text that the actor wanted to get better from the opiates he was addicted to at the time. He added, our concern around that time was specifically the opiates. That was our worry, and that we were trying to work with him with that. Ms. Wass then read out a message from Mr. Duders to Amber, which read, there feels like a sea change in him this morning. He just spoke about how bad he feels, and he wasn't talking physically. Asked if he understood why Johnny felt bad, Mr. Duders replied, because I'm sure that he loved her, and he wanted to make the relationship work, and I'm sure that any conflict was very painful and upsetting to him. Mr. Duders added his reference in the text to Johnny being incredibly apologetic, and knowing he had been wrong was probably because he felt bad having broken promises with regards to sobriety. Ms. Wass then read text messages sent in August of 2014 by Johnny to Duders about Amber, which read, she has accused me of boozing. I told her no. She's a see you next Tuesday. Then she added, she keeps accusing me of being wasted or something else every night. Or sometimes she likes to make me look like an idiot for being stoned and smarter than she is. I'm so sick of it. Ms. Wass reminded Duders that he had said Johnny would not use that language about a woman, and Duders replied, well, I didn't have any recollection. The barrister then asked Duders if he would use that language, to which he replied, certainly not. Miss Wass then asked about a text in which Mr. Depp referred to himself as shatter. Mr. Duders explained that it was a derogatory word that that it was a derogatory way of referring to himself in the 2010 film Alice in Wonderland, in which he played the Mad Hatter. He added that Johnny would always be derogatory toward himself. Ms. Wass asked if it was an example of a lavatorial joke by Johnny, which Duders agreed. She also referred to another text when the actor said, I will poop on your chest, and asked, he found those jokes about feces and things like that quite funny, didn't he? Yes, I suppose so, Duders said. Ms. Wass asked about Johnny's employee's decision shortly after the actor lost the top of his finger to make up some sort of story about how Johnny had injured his finger. She also suggested that Johnny had not initially told Deuters that it was allegedly Amber who caused the injury. Deuters said, "I'm not sure exactly when we found that out. I think the facts started to come out when we were at the hospital." Ms. Wass suggested, "He didn't say to you or anyone else in 2015 that Amber had been responsible for injuring his finger?" Deuters replied, "No, he said that Amber had injured his finger." Ms. Wass also said, "Well, this could have been a public relations disaster, couldn't it?" Deuters agreed, to which Ms. Wass said, "He was in a shocking state. He had trashed the house. This wasn't the Disney image he was looking for." Ms. Wass then referred to the explanation which was apparently given to the cast and crew of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie that Mr. Depp was filming in Australia in 2015, who were told the actor's finger was injured while go-karting. The barrister said that was obviously complete rubbish, a lie which was used to explain why Johnny was unable to work. And Deuters said he did not know who came up with the story, but that it was not true. Ms. Wass said Depp's private doctor, Dr. David Kipper, around the time refused to carry on treating Johnny and read a message from the doctor to the actor which said that, with a very sad heart, he had to withdraw my care. The message added, "I'm putting you at risk. I refuse to put you in this dangerous position." The court heard Dr. Kipper also said, "I will always be there if you decide you will allow me to help," and did in fact return to work for Johnny shortly afterwards. Johnny's former assistant said he never witnessed Johnny act violently towards Amber, but felt the pair should not have been together. During the 5th day of the trial, Mr. Sherborne asked Deuters about a text Mr. Depp had sent him, which referred to hookers and animals in his hotel room and the actor having to kill a few of the animals for sustenance. Mr. Deuters explained Depp's text messages were often very colorful, humorous, depending on your humor, and often contained extravagances and exaggerations. Mr. Sherborne then asked, "How would you describe the relationship between Johnny and Amber?" Deuters said, "Not great. I think they were two people that were in love with each other. They shouldn't have been together." Mr. Sherborne asked, "Did you ever see Johnny hit Amber at any time? Did you see him act violently towards Amber at any time?" Deuters answered no to both questions. Mr. Sherborne then asked, "If you had seen him do so, would you have just sat back and let it happen?" Mr. Deuters said, "Absolutely not." Depp's accountant, Edward White, appeared in court via video link from the U.S. The court heard that Amber received $7 million in the divorce settlement. In his witness statement, Mr. White said he had a meeting with Johnny and a number of others on the evening of April 21st, 2016, which is when Amber said there was an incident after the actor turned up late and under the influence of drugs and alcohol to her 30th birthday party. Mr. White said the meeting was at the offices of the actor's production company, Infinity Hill in LA, and lasted between an hour and a half to 2 hours. The accountant said, "I was able to observe Johnny extensively up close during the meeting, and I did not perceive him to be physically impacted by alcohol or any other substance in any way. To the contrary, we discussed a number of significant financial and business matters at the meeting, and Johnny gave them his full and undivided attention. He participated actively and intelligently in the meeting from beginning to end. I do not believe that he would be able to do that in the manner that he did had he been impaired in any way. I believe that once the meeting had finished, Johnny left to return home directly, given that it was already late in the day." Mr. White then confirmed during a brief cross-examination from Sasha Wass that some financial details of the couple's divorce settlement, including Amber receiving $7 million US. And So that is it with the key points for the 5th day of the trial. That Depp's former assistant, Stephen Deuters, was asked about the actor's drink and drug use. Deuters alleged that Depp's ex-wife Amber was the abuser in the relationship. Depp accused Amber of hitting him with a roundhouse punch during a fight 4 years ago. A photo taken by Amber of Johnny passed out, covered in ice cream, was shown. Deuters described Amber as a sociopathic show pony, a Machiavellian overload, and a talentless how come we didn't hear that? See you next Tuesday in a text after the pair split. And Depp referred to Amber as a see you next Tuesday in a 2014 text after she allegedly accused him of boozing. Hold on a minute. Where's the sociopathic show pony? How did we miss that one? Sociopathic show pony. Yeah, let's see. Here's another account of it. Johnny Depp's assistant referred to Amber Heard as a sociopathic show pony and Machiavellian overload, while the actor was obsessed with bathroom humor, according to the testimony Monday. Stephen Deuters, Depp's now former right-hand man, took the stand in the British court and at first denied ever hearing his boss use terms like the S word, the W word, or see you next Tuesday, before he was confronted by a text message from Johnny doing just that. Deuter insisted that he didn't have any recollection of the crude text from Depp and added that he would certainly not use such language himself, only to be confronted with an even stronger worded message he wrote about Amber. Sociopathic show pony, Machiavellian overload, talentless, see you next Tuesday, Deuters wrote in one message about Amber in 2016 after she and Depp split. Good riddance to that, to bad S word there, it's bleeped out there too. Yes, I do mean Amber, not the mom, even though she was a devil herself, he added. Another text said, at least the biatch is gone. Deuters told the court of his foul-worded messages, I certainly regret that. In another text that Deuters sent a pal, the personal assistant wrote, I'll have you know it's on public record that Amber has been arrested for domestic violence before. He was referring to Amber's arrest in 2009 for allegedly grabbing the arm of her then-girlfriend, Taja Van Ree, during a fight. Deuters called Depp and Heard two people that were in love and eat with each other that shouldn't have been together. He admitted he was more of a friend than an employee to Johnny and agreed that he was regarded as almost family by the actor. Their friendship relied in part on lavatorial humor, with Johnny calling himself Shatter, supposedly a pun on playing the Mad Hatter in the movie Alice in Wonderland, and telling his assistant that he would poop on his chest. Nice. Asked if his boss found feces and things like that quite funny, Deuters admitted, yes, I suppose so. On the opening day of the, okay, that's, yeah, so that's the part, I don't know how we missed that. And I will, let me see, show you a picture of Johnny and Stephen Duders. That's about the size of that. Okay, so now my chat is really behind here. Hang on a minute. Yeah, it's a half an hour behind. But we're going to go on to Amber Jansen because there's some updates there. The grandparents have taken to the media. So has the mother of 9-year-old, the oldest daughter that they shared together. She it's the Ferris woman. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to just go on because this is so far behind. Okay. So first we have Olivia Jensen's grandmother, which is the stepmother of Howard Jansen III, and she's married to his father, Howard Jansen II. And they were both on the news today. And the grandmother said that there were failed efforts to intervene on the 3-year-old's behalf before she was killed. Elizabeth Jansen said she was scared to reach out to the Kansas Department of Children and Families because she was unsure of what the outcome might be. She hoped Olivia would be placed in her care. All around Jansen's home, there are signs of the little girl missing from their lives. Everything is her. We fed the birds together. We watered the bird baths together. She said, all that's gone, I want it back. Jansen said her stepson kept her granddaughter, Olivia, away since March. In June, Jansen said she called 911, asking police to check on them after seeing Howard Jansen's girlfriend share a concerning Facebook post. They said they went up there. They knocked on the door, and there was no answer, so that's all they could do. So I have to call DCF, and I'm trying to call. That's all, Jansen said. She said a call to DCF did not bring any comfort. 2 days later, we got that email saying that they were going to put an investigator on it, and I could send more information, but otherwise I would not be contacted. Less than 3 weeks later, Olivia was found dead. We know he was out of sorts, but you just don't want to believe that your own son can do that to their own child, Jansen said. Now she is wanting others to speak up if they suspect a child's in danger. Even if you're treated the way we were, just say something, Jansen said. I just don't want her to be forgotten. I want this tragedy to stand for something. Olivia's father and his girlfriend. Now see, they're calling her a stepmother now. And some they're still calling her the girlfriend. They're saying that they are married July 4th. Remember, they were supposed to be married, but I don't see any posts about a wedding on either Facebook page. But yes, I believe they are married. I don't know if the little girl was seen on the, at the ceremony or what it was. I've got another update. Outside of the Wyandotte County Courthouse, Olivia Jensen's family made their wishes clear with signs and chants calling for justice. Olivia's father, Howard Jansen III, and his girlfriend, Jacqueline Kirkpatrick, are charged with first-degree murder, endangering of a child, and desecration of her corpse. Jansen III's own father and stepmother urged that he be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I'm glad it's first-degree murder. I wish it was capital murder, but I wish it could be more, said Elizabeth Jansen. I want them to pay for what they did to her. This has been going on for months, and it didn't have to. Wyandotte County District Attorney Mark Dupree said that the community speaking up helped detectives with the case. He urged the community to continue speaking to prevent this from happening again. If you know of a child being abused, if you hear of a child being abused, regardless of if you're a mandatory reporter, I asked you to make the call, Dupree pleaded. Olivia's family says they tried to seek help before it was too late. Torture. They kept her from us. We called DCF. We knew it was bad, but we didn't know what we're learning now, said Olivia's grandfather, Howard Jansen II. Now justice is in the hands of the court. You have my word that this office will do everything in our power to receive justice for baby Olivia and for his family, said Dupree. But it's also important that we note that this is a loss for our community. I want to get to the mother. The Kansas City, Kansas community is heartbroken and angry, wondering how something so awful could have happened to 3-year-old Olivia Jansen. Strangers are shedding tears for the toddler. A heartbreaking memorial at the foot of the trail in the woods near South 34th Street and Steele Road, where Olivia's body was found on Friday, grows every day, with people stopping by to leave flowers, candles, notes, balloons, teddy bears, and more for the child. Heartbroken, devastated, Kayla Ferris said. Olivia's death hits home for Ferris. She was once married to the man accused of killing Olivia, the girl's father, Howard Jansen III. Jansen and Ferris also have a child together who is Olivia's half-sister. It's my daughter's sister. She's the first baby that made her a big sister. Lily said that, Ferris said, and it's heartbreaking and devastating, and she said her sister didn't deserve this, and she's right. She didn't deserve any of this. Jansen and Olivia's stepmother, Jacqueline Kirkpatrick, both face charges of first-degree murder, child endangerment, and criminal desecration. Ferris said she was terrified the second she heard Olivia went missing on Friday morning. I was very worried because the house he said she was missing from, I knew no one lived for months, and that's what our caller told us last night. Missy. And it was just very odd and fishy to me that she would just walk out the door of a house that you were no longer living in. Jansen reported Olivia missing from a house near South 45th Street and Gibbs Road. Neighbors also told the media utilities at the home had been shut off and the house had been empty for months. Police also searched a second nearby residence at South 48th and Ottawa Streets, where neighbors said Olivia stayed with Jansen and Kirkpatrick. Ferris said her daughter hadn't seen Olivia in nearly a year because she wasn't seeing her father anymore. Ferris said other family members hadn't seen Olivia since March. Ferris said Jansen is an angry man and wasn't a present father, but that to her knowledge he has never been violent toward their daughter. She said she never thought anything like this would happen. It's sad that the people that did try to stand up for Olivia and try to help Olivia, she did not get the help she needed, Ferris added. Olivia's grandparents told the media that they were worried about her safety. They called the police and the Kansas Department for Children and Families to do a welfare check. Now Ferris is trying to help her daughter process this, to try to explain to your 9-year-old that she'll never see her baby sister ever again, Ferris said. She doesn't understand the concept of death. Okay. So, I just want to know why her daughter was not seeing Jansen, and they're not expanding on that yet. And I just want to check one other thing. I'm just trying to see if there's any other things. Apparently there's another little boy, Adrian, and now there's a something about petition or something for justice for both of them. So I guess he didn't fare too well in the Department of Children and Family Services of Kansas City. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's about it right now. But, all right, let me go back to the chat, and it's going to take a long, it's still at 1:30. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll open up the chat lines if anybody wants to call in about that or do anything. Let me see. We don't know the cause yet. I left a message at the job. Oh, I have my appointment dreaming for my colonoscopy consultation. It's July 29th. How are you all doing with that? Oh, wow. HEB is making minis. Oh, that's mini Shopkins? Oh, those are Shopkins. They're not making them. I didn't realize there's a Shopkins Ready Whip. That's so cute. I don't see those. We only have the frozen food ones in the Walmart, I say. Very cute. Very cute. Okay, back to the chat. Back to the chat. Oh, I didn't try it out yet, Sunflower Brown. I'm going to try my stuff out tomorrow. I can't wait to try out the bottle cutter. Get on that, Nanette. You're supposed to be in the club. Carly, you too. Was it really sweet, Nanette? I have another one to open up tomorrow. I hope it's just as good. They didn't smash them yet. They didn't open the stuff yet because we're going to open it down by the dock tomorrow. So I'll let you know. Yep, they kept everything the way it was. They thank you for the things, but I said, well, we'll do them down by the lake tomorrow. I'm not sure. Do they have to smash? What do you do with it? It was crazy snow remover. You don't even understand how my evening was. I have to read it. So it's zero. I saw the zero on there and that they were smash bowls. Do you have to smash it down or something? Do you know what you do with it? Oh, Davida, I have so many ideas. There's really nice wind chimes you can make, Davida, with you take the, like if you take the tops of even like wine bottles or something, right? Cut it down there and then you string something through it to make the chimes. You can do that. You can, cut them down in all different sizes. I want to do a lot with the amber bottles, and then I want my son to get me some of the bottles because they have a full service bar there. So he has all kinds of champagne, liquor, wine bottles. So I'm going to look at some that I like and tell him to get them for me. Oh, wow. Berg, I hope she's okay. You have bear problems? Oh boy, bear problems. Yes, they were investigating the case, Classy. Sucker, we have another video if you want to see it on all the details. And then we had a call in last night of someone that was on the search party and whose parents lived next to Olivia's great uncle, the grandfather's brother. You've been house sitting at your daughter's. You barely has internet. Today is your birthday, the 13th. It was my birthday. Happy birthday, Janae. Happy birthday. Oh, I don't know, Sunflower Brown. I love summer, so I'm going to relish my summer right now. But I'm sure there are many doing that. I can't wait to use the bottle cutter because, my sister had one and we used it like one day and then we never did again. And I've always wanted to find one, so I'm like really super excited about it. Hi, D-Finite. Hi, Jill B. Safi. Snow Remover, Burger Strong, Sunflower Brown, Muka, Kathy Martinez. Davida, do you have any other ideas, Davida, of what what kinds of things. I know there's all kinds of things you can do with them. You can make vases, you can make so many different things, drinking glasses, or that came off. See, that label came off so nice without any residue. I love when they do that. I hate the residue. This one is so nice. Look at that. There's absolutely no residue so far on this one. Nothing. Look at how beautiful that one is. Wow. No residue. The numbers are out in Slack if anybody wants to call in. Hi Sharon, Halloween is out already. I know, I don't like it. Oh, see, that's residue. Maybe it'll come. Oh. My extra cutting mats that I got at the Dollar Tree. Where did they go? So, you know, Cindy had said she had an idea for a segment about calling in and talking about some things that our husbands have done that have driven us crazy, and vice versa. If you're a guy listening, you could call in about something your wife's done that has driven you crazy, because she thinks that there's way more people that have similar things, thinking they're all alone with their craziness. And if you think that's a good idea, you could come on now and vent about something your husband did that drove you crazy. I'm sure you'll have very many. Oh, I think I have a Dear Mommy letter too, if the person wants me to read it. They were unsure, and then let me see if what they said. Okay, so I'm just looking before that. Okay, oh, I see that. That's crazy. Okay. No one's coming on tonight for any reason? Okay. All right then. That's okay. Oh, okay. Amanda Huff said she arrived at camp tonight. Now, I don't know what that refers to. Is that, I mean, I'm sure you're not at, as an adult at sleepaway camp. Do you just call it camp, or I don't know? But it is a beautiful, it's a beautiful view here. Let me just share this. This is Amanda Huff sent that. Beautiful, right? And have fun, Amanda. And then Nanette, I wanted to show you the blanket that I crocheted. It's only my second project. I followed a YouTube tutorial. What do you mean that's only your second project? Do you mean that's the I mean, you just started crocheting and you did this? That's pretty darn amazing if that's that, Nanette. Oh, how cute. Cute baby. God bless him. Happy christening. Very beautiful. Gorgeous. Great job. Okay, now I have to take this down to get the person that's here. Who's here? Let me go back to the chat. What's going on?
Just calling to say hi.
Oh, you're feeling better?
Yeah, I have been.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Are you back? You're still at Dave's?
You just look sad.
I look sad?
Yes, I'm still here.
You guys are doing well then.
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
We're doing fine.
Oh, Jimmy drove me in today. You don't even know what he did, right? So I go. I'm taking the kids down to the.
I do because he told me. But go ahead and tell everybody.
Yeah, right. So I go swimming, and we were swimming a pretty long time, and it was like, I don't know. They got out like 5:30, and they went back up to the house. And I was sweeping the lake like a lunatic, and because I thought it was like really good exercise, because it was kind of like paddleboarding, right? So I'm sweeping like two freaking hours almost. So it's about 7:30 when I go up to the house, and I'm thinking I'm just going to do the Happy Mail video. Well, I go out on he's got the contents of the shed emptied, but not the whole contents. See, that's the whole thing, and it's not that he did anything on the shed either. I told him it almost looks like spiteful. And then, which he got really, he's like, oh, I can't believe you would think I was spiteful. I said, no, it does look spiteful because you just took my totes out of the shed and scattered them around the deck. So now that I've got to go and clear all this up. But he goes, it's not going to rain. I'll just cover them with a tarp. I'm like, no, because the last time you did that, things got ruined. So I had to spend like an hour doing that. And I ended up cleaning out stuff out of the shed, throwing away stuff, getting stuff for my son's girlfriend's daughter out of there in the meantime. But it was just all this stuff I had to do. And then he's like, it's no big deal. I'm like, yeah, no big deal. I was so pissed. No big deal.
So what did he do then with everything?
No, I did it. I threw out stuff. I got stuff for my son's girlfriend's daughter, and the rest of the stuff I like consolidated in totes, and I put it back in there because he didn't do anything with the shed. That's what I'm saying. I don't even understand. I would be happy like if he had taken the roof off. He had done something. He did nothing. So what was he goes, well, he was going to do something. But then he ended up like cleaning a gutter. You don't even, oh my gosh, if I showed you the picture of the accident waiting to happen.
Of a gutter?
He has he has an addiction to ladders. Okay?
Really?
He's got one of those, the ladder that folds up, right? It goes into like V's and all that stuff. Then he's got the big extension ladders, and he has every ladder you can imagine. Well, for some reason, he has them all set up on the house. So on the front of the house, he has a big extension ladder going up to the gutters, okay? On the side of the house for at least 3 weeks now, he's had that big V1 that goes to the porch roof, okay? Now, when I get home, he's got an extension ladder. Oh, I wish I had taken a damn picture. The only reason he got it down is because I told him I was going to take a picture and put it up and see what people said. He had the extension ladder laying across the porch roof and that W ladder just holding it there. And he said, no, it wasn't holding it there. It's really on the roof by itself. I said, and that's right where you come out of the house. I said, you know what happens? I'm going to slam the door hard, walk out. That ladder's going to come falling down on my head and kill me. And he goes, no. And I said, I'm going to take a picture right now and post it. He goes, no, I'll get it down. So he got it down because he really thought I was going to put a picture. And he knew someone was going to say, Jimmy, what in the H is wrong with you? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So he's got all those ladders, and he never finishes it. So he's like, I did that gutter. I still have to do that. I said, why are all the ladders out? This looks like a lunatic lives here. Why do we have all the ladders out? Yeah, you can't even imagine. But he saw me going to take a picture of that other. He's, no, I'll move it, but it's not. Don't worry, that ladder wasn't holding it there. It was actually steady on the porch roof. It was crazy.
I wonder why he likes ladders so much.
I wonder why too. And that's before I found out about the shed, was the ladder incident. Just like we had that scaffolding on for like 3 years, that ladder that's in front of the side door where you come out of the porch, so you can walk through like this much because there's a ladder all over here for no reason whatsoever. Is probably will be there for another 2 years.
Well, because today he did ask how many ladders Dave has.
He bought another ladder that he has in the hallway in here. I said, what do we need that for? He goes, well, I thought a small ladder for the inside, like we didn't have one, okay? And yet he leaves it in the hallway. I don't know what he's doing, Ivy Lynn. I have no freaking idea with the ladders, okay? None.
Hi, Dreaming.
Hi.
Did you have something you wanted to complain
Do
about?
you have anything to complain about your husband about?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You know, he's retired military. Am I too loud?
No.
No.
He's retired military, so he's very precise about everything. But he's precise about everything that he wants to be precise about. And when I see something that needs to be done, he just blows me off. Like our commode, I told him there's something wrong with this commode. It's not flushing properly. Well, guess what? He just put it off. And last night the thing overflowed everywhere.
Oh, gosh.
Thank God it's called for. But, you know, he gets all upset. Like when something happens, he is like he acts crazy like a woman. He gets wild.
Pills?
Oh my God, I can't believe. Oh, blah, blah, blah. You know, and taking on. And I'm not like my father and my brothers were not like that. They didn't fall to pieces over something like that. And I told him, and this is one more thing. Last week we have these 2 long bulbs in our ceiling in our kitchen, and our kitchen's about 13 or 16 feet high. And I noticed that one went out. It was plenty light, but I knew one went out, and I said, you know what, you better replace that while you still have some light, because it's completely dark in that kitchen. And he did not listen to me, and they went out. The cleaning girls were here to clean. He got out on one of his ladders. He's got a bunch of ladders too. And he couldn't get that thing in there because his rotator cuffs, he's had surgery on them, and they're shot.
Right.
So he kept on trying, and I said, just call an electrician and have them come put it in. It might be that the ballast is out. So he did. Well, sure enough, the ballast was out. But he just waits until something happens like that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the kind of person that likes to kind of assess the situation and take care of it before it happens. But he's always right, so I can't say anything.
Well,
and
that's
this
like
is the
Jimmy
third
too.
thing.
That's like Jimmy. You should see. He's like, I can't believe you're upset about this shed stuff. I was trying to help. Can't believe it. He's like all upset that I'm like, I've been out there for an hour before I can make my video. I can't believe you're not, at least happy that, wow, you got everything back in the shed yourself. Not only that, you cleaned it out, you threw away a bunch of stuff, and you got stuff together to give away. But no, I can't get any props for that. It's just that I'm upset about that. And he's like, I would have just put a tarp over it. You could have. I said, I don't want a tarp over it. That's his
Well, he
answer to
really
everything.
thought he was helping you, though.
What? He thought he was helping me?
They want to do it their way. And
No.
He
then
probably
another
thought he
thing-
was gonna. He probably thought he was gonna give you a nice surprise for real.
Oh, brother.
Oh my gosh, surprised. And that's what I'm
And
like.
like-
I'm like, this is like spite. And then he gets like so offended that, oh my gosh, you think this is like spite? I can't believe you said. I said, because you just took everything that I hate, because I've told him 1,000 times, don't touch the stuff and just leave it out and let it get ruined, because that drives me crazy. So he knew I would have to put it all away. So that's why I said like spite. And he was like, oh, I can't believe you would say that's like spite. But I was not entertaining that tonight. I had been sweeping the lake, swam with the kids all day, and then I'd done some work before I left, came back, had to like clean out all that crap, take a shower. Oh, it was like crazy. You got something to say about your husband, Kathy? Grab one of the numbers and call in.
She had said earlier she was going to.
Okay, Kathy, come on down.
Another thing that really bothers me is I was very independent. I had my own money. I did my own thing. I was very independent when I married him. But then I got sick, and little by little, he's taken over everything. And okay, for instance, he'll say, what do you want for lunch? And I said, I want a salad from Chick-fil-A. Well, don't you want a chicken sandwich and some kale? No, I want a salad. Well, I'm going to get chicken sandwich and kale. Are you sure? I want a damn salad.
Jimmy
wants
can
to
do
tell
that
me-
too. Jimmy can do that too. Yes.
I just want to
Dave
scream.
will too.
Yeah.
He will too. Are you sure that's what you want?
You
Because
think
I'm
you
going to
should-
get this, and
Yeah.
when I get home, you're going to think,
Why
well, I
don't you
wish I
have
would have got
chicken? We
that.
have so much beef at home. You sure you want a burger? I think you should have chicken, because we have a lot of beef
Yeah.
at home. We eat a lot of beef. Have chicken. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
And then I've been crying all day. It's been a bad day for me.
Yeah.
My daughter came over, my son-in-law. And I can't help it. I just cry.
Right.
And he does not like for me to cry. He said, you have got to stop that. There's nothing you can do about this. I don't think that he should say that.
No. A lot of people like to tell, like, Jimmy will always catch himself, because like he'll even tell like the neighbors, like, oh, don't be worried. Then he go, oh, I can't tell you how to feel. But a lot of times he tries to tell you how to feel, So it's like, oh, that's nothing to be upset about. Or how do you know what it's something to be upset about if it's
Well, they think they're helping,
Yeah, not
They're,
really.
They think they're comforting you.
Oh, look at Scooter.
It's
She's
not
taking every
comfort.
guy's side.
It's not comfort.
No, I can see both sides.
No, I'm kidding, Scooter. I'm kidding. No.
Well, I know you're right, but it just doesn't help when he says that. I mean, he needs to let me cry.
Yeah.
I know. You're right. I agree. 100% dreaming.
Some guys,
That's-
can't handle that, really, because they don't know how to make it better or something.
That's what it
freaks them
is.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah. They want to
Freaks them out.
fix it, They feel helpless.
that's it.
Mhm.
And it's killing him because he knows you're upset
Yeah,
and he just wants to make you feel better.
right.
See, Danny says, every time I start talking about how I feel to my husband, we end up fighting. Exactly, Danny, because they don't get it, and they just start thinking okay, he didn't understand. Listen to this one. Half the time, we argue because he assumes what I'm saying. So he went out in the shed,
Yes.
and he brought in a crystal cake dish, on a pedestal. I wasn't upset that he brought that in. I was upset that he took it out of the shed and put it right next to the paper towel holder and smashed it up against the paper towel holder, so that I had just washed my hands and was like, crap. Now I've got to move that. The outer edge of the paper towel is dirty now, so I'm going to have to rewash my hands. And why does he do crap like that? Because he'll do that too. Like he'll take a box from the UPS truck. I'll say, don't put those on the kitchen counter when they come off the truck. Puts them right on the kitchen counter every time and then says, sorry. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Sorry. I forgot. Sorry. Yeah. All the freaking time. So just a little thing like that. So we were already upset about the Tucker totes. So I said, see, there it goes. And he goes, what? I thought you would want me to bring that in. I said, no, that's not why I'm upset. I'm upset. But we never got to the point that he knew I was upset because of where he put it. He thinks I was upset because he took it in, and he doesn't understand because he said I wanted to get the things in the house that we were going to use from the shed. So I just gave up. Right. I just gave up and walked out of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ferg, I cried today too, worried about my daughter, want her to come back to PA, but I can't make them do what they don't want to do. As long as she gets away from her abusive husband, I'll be happy. And now Tammy says she sent me an email. Let's see. Oh, I don't know.
Dave was so pushy. I'm just trying to think of something. He was so pushy today about dinner.
Yeah.
He bought some steaks. Yes, I'm making sure he's not here to listen. Because then we will probably have a real fight. But anyway, he wanted to eat before I did. And he always uses the air fryer to make French fries. And they turn out super good. Yeah. And he loves homemade fries.
Right.
Yeah, and they're really good in there. You wouldn't really even realize that, they're not totally deep fried. Anyway, he decides he's going to make 2 small batches because he wasn't happy with how they turned out last time because he keeps overfilling it. I'm like, okay, great. Just do yours. And then later when I'm ready to eat, I'll do mine.
Right.
So he ate and everything. He had my fries all sitting there ready to go in a dish. And I'm sitting outside. And he said, do you want your fries now? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, they're going to take 20 minutes. I said, okay, that's fine. And he's just standing there. He's going, well, when are you going to do your steak? Because when I cook my steak, I cook it, on slow, on low,
right,
while the fries are cooking. I'm like, my steak is thin, it's small. I like it practically rare. Don't worry, I'll do it, Dave. Just start the fries. And he wouldn't leave. He's still standing there just looking and going, well, I'm trying to do something really nice for you. Yeah. And if I make those fries, I'm going to make the fries now. And I want the meat to be hot. So everything is hot.
Right.
I'm like, okay, it will be. I got up right then. I came in with him, but I'm thinking, hello, I've been cooking for what? 50 years probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ever since he started cooking, since he retired.
How long ago did he retire?
You do it this way. Huh?
How long ago did he retire?
He retired in May of 17.
Oh, okay.
Wow, 3 years now. Before that, he would not eat any leftovers.
Oh, really?
I was allowed to give him like beef stew to take to work, because he loved that.
Yeah.
So he would eat that leftover, but never anything else, okay?
Right.
Ever. And he's super picky. He will not eat ketchup. He will not eat mustard. He will not eat mayonnaise. He will not eat salad dressing. He will not eat vinegar.
Really?
Really. He's very super.
So does he eat salad with no dressing?
Salad with no dressing, no tomatoes. He will eat a little onion on it and maybe like alfalfa sprouts.
Wow.
But very, very super picky. Real plain eater.
No ketchup on burgers or anything?
Oh, gosh. No, he would have a fit. No pickles. No olives.
Does he put anything on it?
No. Nope. Just cheese.
Wow.
His tacos are nothing but cheese.
Oh, my gosh.
He makes meat and puts tons of cheese on it.
Oh my God.
Once in a while, I can add lettuce. But what I was the point was, ever since he's retired and
Right.
he started cooking,
Yeah.
now he's freezing everything. Well, I wasn't allowed to do that. He's making tacos, he'll have 20 containers of taco meat that he's cooked. He'll have beef stew in there in like 10 containers. He's like, oh, it's real good, heat it up. I'm like, yeah, what do you think I've been trying to tell you for the last 30 years?
My husband cooks too, Scooter.
Huh?
My husband's the cook too.
Well, Dave never was. He never cooked the whole time.
Oh,
He
really?
made
Never?
food
Not
one
even
time
on some days?
Never.
Oh, wow.
One time he did for me and Nikki when Nikki still lived at home and she was a kid.
Uh-huh.
And Nikki still remembers that. He cooked a pot of beef stew just to show us that he knew how to cook. And he never did again, ever.
Wow.
It was always me.
Crazy. Wow.
Oh, this bothers me. My husband, he's taken over folding the clothes. And I really he's taken everything over. And since he's in the military, he folds, his T-shirts are 4x4.
Oh.
And so he's folded, his drawer is just perfect.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
that'd be nice, though.
Yeah, but he puts my stuff where I don't know where it is. And then he forgets where it is. And I was like, where's my new bra? Well, it should be in the bra drawer. Well, it's not. Do you know what you did with it? Oh, I can't remember. That type of thing. I just want him to keep his little hands off my clothes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I appreciate everything he does, but he loses my stuff a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He loses it?
Yes. He's always losing my stuff. And I don't even know. Sometimes, like he has this routine every morning. First thing, he makes a cup of coffee, gives me a cup. Then he goes and feeds the cat. And then he goes and puts the flag out. And then, he's got this routine. And if he wavers from that routine, he's thrown off. I think
Really?
he has ADHD. Oh, yeah, he
Oh,
has to be in a routine. He may have ADHD, I don't know, but sometimes I just wish he'd break that routine up a little bit.
Kathy from
He's
Texas?
not-
Get your butt in here. No, I'm just telling Kathy to get her butt in here and tell us.
He's not spontaneous at all. Like if we were going somewhere, he'd have to plan for a week.
That's
And
how
I'm
Dave
very
is, too.
spontaneous.
Dave is like that. He wouldn't just want to take off, somewhere.
And I could,
He'd want
before, before I got sick, I would do that. I just was spontaneous. I did what I wanted to. If I decided I wanted to go shopping,
Yeah.
I'd just run up there.
I'm spontaneous too. I'm not a planner because every time I plan something, it usually always falls through. And
Same.
you know what he'll
Yes.
say? He'll say something like, let's just say I say, let's go down and clean the basement or whatever. He'll say, oh, I wish you would tell me, give me some advance warning that this is right. So then, if that's a lie though, because I tested it. I would, if I say it like the day before, like, tomorrow we should go down and clean the basement. And then when that time comes, if he's not feeling it, he'll say, and I say, I can't win with you. First you say you can't do things like this because it's too spur of the moment and you have to have advance notice. Then I tell you, and then it's still a problem. And the one time that he totally pissed me off so badly. It was about 10 years ago. And we were cleaning the third floor. And it's what he had said, because that's where the studio is. And that's where, but there was a bunch of stuff. And he used to.
You have 3 floors?
Yeah. The basement is number 4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's a big house.
Yeah. Lots of stuff to collect stuff, Jimmy. Okay. So, because after we had Ethan and Luke, we both got on a kick where we were like giving so much stuff away and throwing stuff out. In fact, we threw like a mattress out of the 3rd floor window to get it down to the dumpster below. Yeah, we were going through there like loonies, right? And he was like all gung-ho at that time. Then just like about 3 years after that, I said, let's finish up, because we didn't go into it's since it's the third floor, it has dormers, and so you have those closets in there, and then knee wall, in the, what do you call them, the knee wall, something crawl, whatever the heck it's called, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to get those emptied out, so I was so psyched, and he's like, okay. And at the time, I think, like, Ethan was in preschool. We had everybody out of our hair. So for some reason, I don't remember what it was. And we're there, and I'm thinking he's going to be so excited because he's begged me to do this. And every 5 minutes, I'm not kidding, I'm going to go check on what the dogs are doing. And then he would go downstairs, and he wouldn't come up, and I'd have to call him on the intercom. Jimmy. Then he'd pretend he didn't hear me, right? Then he would come up, and I knew what he was doing. He was watching TV, or he was on the computer, he's getting a cup of coffee, and then he'd come up, and it was slowing us down so bad. That's when I said, I need Oompa Loompas, because when you're doing like a big cleaning like that, you need, like, I just want to get it out of here. Like, if I said, here, this bag is going to the clothing dropper, this bag's going to the Salvation Army, take it, throw it on the truck. I don't want it in the house anymore. Get it out. Even if I have to throw it out the window onto the driveway, just get it out. And he was just like, okay, leave it there. I'll get it tomorrow. No, I want to do it now. Then he must have checked on the dogs 50 times. He kept saying, I need to go check on the dogs. Okay, or some stupid excuse just to get out of there. And I was so pissed because I had...
Where were the dogs that he had to keep checking on them?
Oh, nothing. He was just an excuse, to get out of there. I'll send you another... Okay.
And Caroline, I think part of it is because we lived on 2 acres before we moved here, and he kept the yard immaculate. That's a lot of mowing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when we bought this garden home, so he wouldn't have much mowing. Well, we had a guy doing the mowing for $20 a week, and he said, I'm not paying $20 a week, and I don't like the way the guy mows it. So he's doing it himself. And I think as they get older, I've noticed, even 10 years older, I've noticed that Ski is getting where he doesn't want to do much. I mean, he does what he wants to do, but nothing extra.
Mm-hmm.
You see, like I have this old big round table with a big pedestal that my grandmother gave me, and I want him just to paint the pedestal white, and he's got the paint, but that was a month ago, and I'll tell him, bring it in and I'll paint it. No, you're not going to paint it. I'll paint it, but it'll never get done.
Right.
And 10 years ago, he would have had that done in a flash. I think age has something to do with it.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out why he's not as motivated to do that type thing. Like our garage is still full of boxes. Mm-hmm. A few years ago, that would have driven him crazy.
Yeah, well, see, Jimmy says this stuff drives him crazy. Like he said to me tonight, he goes like this, you know what? If anybody lived with all the projects and stuff we have to do, they'd be crazy. So I'm like, okay, because this is all that I've been saying, right? That we've got to get this stuff tackled and he goes, and I'm thinking like, but why don't you ever want to do anything and he'll blame it all on me. He'll say, but oh my gosh, our foyer is full of his amps, a keyboard, and stuff that he brought from the other house here that he told me when he put it there, I'm not going to leave this here. I'm going to bring it where it belongs, and he still hasn't. And they're hugely heavy, so I just cannot just pick them up. They're in big music cases, and I told him the other day, I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is how many months? 3 months now that this stuff is in the foyer? Yeah, I'll get to it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for you.
I thought that was Kathy from Texas, but it's Davita.
It's Davita. Kathy from Texas says she's a little
Kathy
tipsy.
from Texas said she feels too tipsy, but I don't care. I wish she would still come on.
Yeah, you can still come on. You said your husband's out of town. He won't listen to this.
Yeah, she was the one that had the thing with the ring, right? With her husband?
Please come on,
No,
Kathy.
it's Bink. It's Bink has the thing with the ring.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Davita.
Hi, Davita.
What's your complaint with your husband?
You got 5 hours? My biggest thing is he is such a procrastinator. It drives me nuts.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
yeah.
and I'll tell you how bad of a procrastinator he is. 4 years ago, he came into the house and he goes, I'm feeling really tight in my chest. And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, well, when I walk up the stairs, he goes,
I run into the bathroom.
Okay.
And I said, Mark, are you having pain going down your arm or anything? And he said, just kind of tingling. I said, Mark, I think we should go to the emergency room. This was a Friday. He goes, no. He goes, I think I'll wait till Monday.
Oh my gosh.
I said, Mark, what you're describing is, it sounds like you're going to have a heart attack. And he goes, no, he goes, I'll be fine. So he went out and he started to mow the lawn again. And he came back in and he goes, I can't do it. So I said, please, just let me take you to the emergency room. Do you know he waited till Monday? He got to the emergency room. They took him in. They started to put him on a treadmill.
Right.
They took him off immediately. He went in and had, the, what do you call it?
That enzyme test? That enzyme test? To see if
no,
no?
Where they shoot the dye to see where there's blockage.
Is that an angiogram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it is an angiogram, but then they put something in if they see that there's blockage. The doctor had me come in and look at what they saw.
Yeah.
And it looked like a freeway. Okay. You could see the blood, and then all of a sudden the blood stopped and it couldn't get through.
Wow.
The doctor said he is one lucky guy. He said if it had been any longer, he said there would have been nothing I could have done.
Oh my gosh.
99% was blocked.
Oh.
Boy.
So what, do you have to have a bypass?
No, he had stents put in. He had 5 stents put in. And I told him after, I said, why do you always procrastinate? I mean, to me, procrastination is not a virtue.
Right.
I don't like it either.
Thing happen good when someone keeps waiting on something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Drives me nuts. So then we're in the recovery room and he said, can you go get me a cup of coffee? I said, Mark, you can't have coffee. You just had stents put in.
Right.
They don't want you to have caffeine. So he goes, just go get me a little cup of coffee. He kept arguing with me. So I thought, all right, you know what? So I started to walk over and the nurse looked at me and I go, he wants a cup of coffee. She goes, is he nuts? I go, could you do me a favor? Could you go tell him? So she goes over and she goes, you cannot have any coffee. And he looks at me, he goes, why did you have to say anything? She goes, well, she wouldn't have got over here with it. So then he had on this cuff on his arm because that's how they did it this time. They didn't go through the groin. There's a new way they go through the wrist.
Yeah.
Well, you have to keep that thing on very tight for over a period of hours. He kept trying to take it off. I said, Mark, what are you doing? I said, you've got to leave this thing on. He goes, help me get this off. I said, I'm not going to help you do anything. I mean, I get so irritated with him. It's just like, oh, dear God, I cannot take it anymore. So I had to go tell the nurse, just like he was some little kid. You know what I mean? It just drives me insane. I mean, no, really it does. And then the other thing is, when he retired, I wanted to cry. Because he wanted to do everything his way. Now, I've been taking care of that house, it was like for 30-something years.
Right.
Yeah. Came in and he said, you know what, you really should do the dishes. And I looked at him, I said,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Come in and tell me how to do what I need to do when you've been at work all these years.
Right, right.
Finally, he did go back to work for a little bit. And then you know what, pandemic came. And now he's back home.
So, this might be something in the pandemic with people that, right, going crazy with their spouses and men too, right? Men too. Just really the ones that are not retired or that are working from home now. And it's something.
When my dad retired, he took over just like my husband is.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that happens a lot.
I think it does. I think it does.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's Crazy.
Because I can remember my mom complaining about it too.
Mine too. And he made her dependent on him, and you know, it wasn't too good.
Yeah, no.
He needs little
That's why-
projects. Yeah, Robin. Jimmy's got lots of projects. That's not helping here.
Oh, no, yeah, Mark's got a lot of projects too. And they just sit. And then I'll say, you know what, why don't we just call in someone? No,
yeah.
we don't do that. We don't need to do that.
That's exactly what my husband says.
Well, yeah, but you know, then he says something like this, and I've really held my tongue on this one. Remember, I told you he bought all this wood and this velvet, yards and yards of velvet, to make a jewelry box for me.
Oh my goodness!
Right now, he says,
Wait, what was that? What was that,
he
Carolyn?
bought that wood. I don't even know what he spent on wood, because he bought 2 cases of it, and then he bought yards of velvet. And to make this jewelry box for me, supposedly, that he thought that I never asked for, that I have a beautiful jewelry box, but I don't even, I just wear my jewelry, it's on, I'm not a jewelry person, and the rest of the stuff is in the safe. And so why he's thinking of a jewelry box, but apparently he made one a long time ago, and he just, I don't know why, he's got on this jewelry box kick. Now, that's great if you have everything else pretty much done and we don't have any huge projects that needs to be done, but he keeps saying, you know, I think I'm going to make a bunch of jewelry boxes, and I'm biting my tongue so hard because I just want to say, are you serious? Okay, we have so many other projects that need completing, like the painting upstairs, the installing of the light fixtures, and then, you know, it's like the kids' floors. The floors need to be finished up. Are you kidding me? I've really, I've been very good in biting my tongue on that one.
Do you ever think about just hiring like a?
Yeah, and then we've gotten in so much trouble with these stupid people. They never.
Yeah, you can't get good people.
It's not good people. And then now I just said, and I didn't even get the okay from her. I said, getting Michael's girlfriend. She's going to come in and she's going to start painting, and then we're going to start doing this. And he goes, oh, okay. Well, what are you're going to have to pay her at least this. And I said, there you go, getting into the micromanaging of what I pay her, because he's always afraid I'm not going to do, you know, I don't know what he worries about. I'm not going to pay her enough for that. I said, just keep your head out of that area, because that's nothing you have to worry about, okay? You're already micromanaging my, you know, our arrangement. So I said, just keep your head out of it, you know? But that's what he wants to micromanage. And then he starts laughing because he knows that, you know, it's crazy. Because when Jimmy makes deals with people, like my cousin's son, you're not even going to believe, he came over here, he was 15 years old, to dig a hole, what Jimmy was paying him a day. And I found out, and I'm like, what in the hell are you doing? Okay.
How much was it? Because Dave would do that same thing.
It was like $200 freaking dollars a day this kid was getting to dig this hole. I was like, are you joking? That's a lot of work. I'm like, oh my, he's 15 freaking years old. Okay, and pretty soon it's going to be like, you know, by the end of the week, I owed the kid like $1,000. I said I could have got a guy up here with an excavator. This is insane, Jimmy. But that he does crap like that. It's unbelievable. Oh.
That's how Dave is too. He'll do stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, I'm just being a nice guy. Okay.
Julie Grayson said that her husband left her because he was tired of her grieving over her deceased son for 3 years. I hope my husband doesn't get tired of me crying off.
Julie.
He said it's not like that though. That was bad, Julie.
That's terrible. Yeah, that's terrible. Terrible.
And Mark doesn't like crowds. Now, when you were talking about Jimmy, how he gets when he goes.
Oh my God.
Mark's the same way. He does not like crowds. And me, I mean, you know, it doesn't bother me. But, you know, he just cannot stand to be where there's just so many people. It's like, okay, let's leave. Let's go. Just get what you got to get and let's go. And so I just try to go by myself because then I can take my time, you know, and look at things and not have to worry that he wants to get going.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do too. Yeah.
No, we're the opposite. My husband loves to shop, and he does all the shopping, and he loves it. He loves to look at things, and I like to get what I want and get out.
Well, that's nice for him. But yeah, no, Mark, he doesn't like to shop or anything like that.
Most guys don't, I don't think.
But see, that's when I get upset, right? Because that's when this other guy calls him. Like, if I said, let's go get some stoned, yeah, later. Let's do later. Guy gets on the phone. Jimmy, can you come and help me move on? Oh, right. He's out there with bells on because he doesn't want to disappoint the freaking neighbor. So that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Like, you don't want to disappoint the neighbor. But you don't give a damn, you know, what needs to be done here. Or then you're so tired to do that, you know. And it's not like I said, it's not like, you know, he's going to say, oh, well, because when he was putting up a house, he and my cousin, they were working there. But if this wasn't working, this was just a favor, and he came back like dead tired, and I can't even imagine he would never do that if I asked it, like, and the guy asked him, and he's like with bells on, running.
I feel sorry a little bit for my husband because he was an umpire. He umpired softball and he played a lot of golf, and those were his hobbies. And now he can't do either one because of his shoulders. And so I know he's bored. I wish he could find something he'd really like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only store he can do, Costco. Danny.
Well, you know, people, you know, I've heard guys that are friends or whatever, they're builders, but they say their own house, you know, has all these things that need to be done and they don't do it. Or they might
like
be
the
a roofer and their
kids
roof's
that had
falling
no
apart.
shoes, yeah. But I'm just like, yeah, I can't take it though anymore because he's just la la la. And then I was just so surprised when he said the thing tonight that what I've been saying all this time, that the stuff is driving me crazy, that needs to be done. And then he says it tonight, as if I had never said it, as if he's the first one that said it. It's unbelievable. Really is so pissed.
Well, does that mean now though he'll start helping you with it?
Oh, I don't know, because he keeps telling me he was just trying to help me with those totes. That's what he's been saying all night.
Yeah.
And I said, no, you weren't helping me because what were you doing with them? Did you? He goes, I thought maybe I moved them to the other shed. Okay, but did you? No. All right, did you do anything with that shed? No. So what was the point? I just don't understand there was absolutely 0 point to what he did.
Yeah.
Well, he thought he was helping you though.
No, you know what I truly think it was? I truly think it was we were down there swimming, and then he was up here, and he wanted to make it sound like he had been doing something. So he decided, what could I do? So he brought all the ladders out, and he said he was cleaning the gutters, but he didn't even get them all done. And then he decided that he had to do something on that shed because I said something before I left, like, I can't wait to see all the work you get done in the shed when we get back. And so that's what I think he did. He's like, oh, she wants me to get work done in the shed. So I'll pull this stuff out. I'll put it all over here, and it'll look like I did something.
Yeah. I think you might as well find somebody to do it because
Yeah, I know.
think, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find somebody to do some of these little things around here.
Yeah. And then I go, well, what about the neighbor? And I know the reason he doesn't want the neighbor is because he knows the neighbor will be like, Jimmy, what the crap? Why don't you finish any of these? What the hell? He is embarrassed of his unfinished projects, okay? And all the stuff that needs to be done. And this other guy is like one of those guys that you just look at and you're like, what in the hell this guy does? Like nothing. Like he'll pick up 2 leaves on his lawn. Sometimes I see people like that stand outside and they're looking for something to do, and I want to grab them, put them in the car, and bring them home. and bring him
Want
here.
to what?
I want to
Oh,
pick him
yeah.
up and bring him in the car because there
Yeah.
are those people. Do you ever see those people? Like they're
Yes.
actually everything is done at their house and they're standing outside waiting for a
Yes.
leaf to fall so they can rake it. And I
Yeah.
just feel like saying, "Come on! I could give you so much work. Come get in the car."
I know. Everything's so
here.
perfect
Yeah,
there.
because
Yes.
it's crazy.
Yes.
Now, my husband has even taken over my balls. I have a certain stack that I have my things in, and I had some things laid out. He came when I got up. He had gone through and everything and got the trash out and put them in baggies. And I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
leave my balls alone.
Jimmy does that. He likes to clean up my desk area, and I'm like, no, because you don't know what's garbage and what's not. I don't do that to
Yeah.
you. I never do that to him. Like if I'm even cleaning up every piece, if I don't know, do you need this? Is this important? I never just throw stuff out. And he constantly tries to move my stuff around. It drives me crazy.
That is exactly right. I would never mess with his desk.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Nope. Don't mess with anything. It's him.
Right, Ivy Lynn.
Let me tell you something. The garage where we came from, he had it so organized. And if somebody just moved a little, if he had a can of something and they just moved it a little bit, he knew it. And he'd say, who moved that?
Really?
But see, now he's got the whole garage full of boxes and he didn't give a flip.
Oh my gosh, Kathy from Texas says these are the Icky's minor irritations. Since he has been home from work, he has been licking his finger before he turns the page of a document. And he has been clicking his teaspoon when he stirs his tea too long. While Jimmy does this thing, I swear to you, Jimmy does not have dentures, but you would swear he used to eat these popsicles. He had like an addiction to them. They were these lime popsicles. And whenever he would eat them, it sounded like there were dentures that keep coming up and down. I'm like, how can your teeth do that? It sounds like you have freaking dentures in your mouth. What is going on? And he'd go, I don't know. And then I found out like there's other foods that do, and it drives me so crazy that I'm ready to lose my stuff.
I know. His eating, I don't know what it is. I think I have a syndrome. I just can't stand to watch him eat. It's not like he eats bad or anything. It's just little things bother me.
Yeah.
I think it's a syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And this bothers me too. He blows his nose. He has a lot of allergies. And I'll be talking on the phone and he freaking goes in the kitchen and it's got that tall ceiling and he starts blowing his nose and it sounds like he's got it on a megaphone. And I told him, can you please, when I'm on the phone, go in the bathroom and blow your nose because it's very loud.
Right.
And he will for a couple of times, but then he forgets.
Oh my God.
It is. It's rude. It's very rude.
Oh.
I'm laughing because some of this is so familiar.
But
Dear
I mean,
God,
I've only noticed that with him like in the last few years. And I said, my gosh, it sounds like your teeth are coming on and off. Yeah. I said, do you have to chew like that? Yeah. Or when he's eating chips. I've never heard such a noisy
girl, that's the worst.
chip
That
eater.
is the worst.
And the bag is so freaking loud. Right? Every time-
I can't believe you just said that. I
Oh
can't
my
believe you just
gosh,
said
I'm
that.
like out of my mind. I could be in the kitchen with the darn bag. And he's eating like he's starving. That's the thing. It's like, could you eat it? My gosh, did you eat something? Like, I'll ask, did you have breakfast? Did you have lunch, right? What the heck? You're eating like, that's what I'm talking about, like a woman on diet pills. And he's eating in there like he's starving. And the noisy bag, and I just can't take it. Sometimes I can't
Carolyn,
take
that's
the
right,
noise.
the
I just want
bag.
some, the noise drives me crazy.
I tell him, would you please pour some of those in a bowl? I can't take that crinkling sound.
Oh my
And
gosh,
he-
it's the noisiest
When
paper.
he's in the kitchen, he is so noisy. I jump continually. I jump. It sounds like there's a freaking war going on in there.
Oh, and when
And
he
I-
loads the dishwasher, it sounds like he's chipping every dish I have.
Yes. Oh,
And I
gosh.
say, my gosh, what are you doing? Take it easy. And he goes, oh, stop it. I'm not doing anything. You're just too jumpy. And I said, you're making, I just want to get up. No, sit down. I said, no, you're going to chip all my dishes. No, I'm not. And then, like, if he ever does do one, he tells me he didn't do it. Though he did tell me he had to be careful because he did some of the other, but he's so loud and so noisy.
That's
dishes.
what my husband is. So noisy. I told him, please try to be quiet. Try to do it quietly. And or I'm like you, or I'll say I'll do it. No, I'll do it.
But then when I go up to bed, like after I do this, when I go in the room, like if I make the littlest little pin drop, no, oh my gosh, now I'm up, right? So it's like, oh, stop it, right? Because this is so ridiculous. But do you know what he did to me today? You're not even going to believe this one. We went to bed, right? Okay, so I went to bed. What was it, like 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning? He said it wasn't 7 o'clock, but I think it was 7 o'clock. And he comes over and he goes, "Hey, well, I'm in a really nice sleep at this time, okay? Hey, honey, what?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, "What time do you want to get up today?" I'm serious. I'm not kidding around, okay? And I said, "What?" He goes, "What time do you want to get up today? Is it going to be more like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock? You know, what is it? So that I can make sure that..." I said, "What? What time is it?" And he's like, and I know it was like 2 hours. I had 2 hours of sleep. If I ever did this to him, but he admitted this one was totally wrong to do this morning because I came down and I said, "What in the world would you come in and wake me up if I ever did that to you?" Because I said that would be like me doing it at 3 in the morning. Jimmy, honey, what time do you want to get up tomorrow?" Right? I said, "You'd have a flipping fit. You have a flipping fit if I forget my phone and there's like one little blip on it. And you go, 'Oh my gosh, I'll not get back to sleep.'" And he goes, "Oh, did you really have trouble going back to sleep?" I said, "Yeah, but why would you come in and ask me what time I want to get up? I'm perfectly capable of getting up." And he goes, oh, and I forget, it was the stupidest reason. It was, he went to the post office or he went somewhere and he beeped coming up the driveway and he thought that I must have heard the beep and then was going to think we had company. So I don't even remember what kind of stupid excuse it was. And I'm just like, are you kidding me, right? You've got to be kidding me that's why. Yeah, but that's why.
So he thought I was
up already. He really didn't realize that. And he thought I'd be sitting there and not being able to sleep, wondering who was beeping in the driveway. And then I'd get up and go to, and he just wanted to let me know it was only him. But he never said that one time. He just asked me what time I want to get up.
Now, here's one from Carrie Delasan. She said her husband has been given hearing aids over 5 years ago from the VA. He won't use them, so I have to explain the movie as we go, and I can't enjoy it.
Oh
my
gosh.
My husband was giving them from the VA, and he wears them when he's out, but when he comes home, he takes them home. I mean, he takes them off. Does that make any sense?
No. And there's some men that won't wear them, like my brother, my oldest brother. He has like a little bit of a hearing loss now, right, in the last few years. He will not wear them. He won't even get them because it's like a vanity issue with him, you know. And so he's like, half the time he said something like, "Oh, sometimes, you know, the neighbors are saying something and you're like, oh yeah, great. And you're just doing that and they're telling you something really bad." Or his daughter was telling me they can't even go with him to a restaurant anymore because he won't do that. I don't understand guys that do that.
Well, my husbands are so little you can't even tell they're there.
Right, I know. They're little now. I mean, but I don't even care. Like, if I had a hearing loss, I'd wear that freaking thing on the back of my ear because I would not want to be missing stuff.
And I don't like the fact that every time he says something or I ask him something, I have to repeat it twice every time.
And then they'll say, "Why are you yelling?"
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to scream.
Yeah, you didn't have to scream.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Your husband won't
Yep.
wear glasses,
Drives
Robin?
me when we're in the car. I hate driving long distances with him.
Mm-hmm.
I have not heard a full song on the radio. If we have the radio on, and
Oh,
he will click, and I'll just start to sing it, and he'll click it off, and he'll keep clicking, and finally I'll look at him. Can you please just let one song play?
You're
Well, I
right.
just want anything else, but I mean it's continuous all the time. Drives me nuts, and he's the same way with the remote.
Oh yeah.
Click it.
Right.
yeah, same way.
You're like, wait, go back. That looked good.
Right in the middle of a movie, and he's clicking to see what's coming on next. Right, right at the important part.
I wonder what
Yeah.
all they'd be saying about us right now.
Sir. He said, well, it is your secret. I said, don't put anything about me anymore on your Facebook. I don't know your friends. I don't want them to know what's wrong with me or my illnesses. And it's not like freaking cancer. Ooh, it made me so angry.
Oh.
Well, but instead of saying, okay, I won't, he'll say, well, I'll just close my Facebook then, or something like that. Like, oh, I just won't ever. He makes it into a big deal. Like, instead of saying, I won't do that again, he'll make it into a big deal.
Yeah. And then Teresa Fisher said, I think we're all talking about the same man.
Me too. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, my dear Lord. I just pray every day that, I mean, he is good to me. I'm telling you, he does take really good care of me.
Right.
I am appreciative. But, dear Lord, if he could just do a few things. I mean, I try hard not to do anything that would irritate him.
Yeah, I'd love to hear though what irritates us, irritates them about us.
Probably having my junk. He's a real neat neck, so he probably doesn't like the fact that I have my little nest over here that has my eye drops and my lipstick and my inhaler, things like that in a little container. He probably would rather that be put up in a drawer so it wouldn't leak out.
Yeah.
Because he's a real neat neck.
Well, being in the military, he probably would be, right?
Jimmy has another, he acts like if he can't see his stuff, it doesn't exist.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So bad. He hates, drawers, closets, stuff like that, because he likes to see his stuff. I think he has a syndrome. I'm serious. I feel like I'm the only one that puts stuff in the pantry when we get back from shopping, because he'd rather see it, all the tomato sauce. I'm like, it's a joke, right? So he'll just leave the bags. He'll be happy if they were on the floor in the bags. He could look down there and say, oh, look, 12 cans of tomato sauce. I got those.
Oh,
right?
I know
it drives me insane. Absolutely insane.
How long would he leave it there like that?
Oh, until I put it away. He would never put it away. And he's like that with his clothes. You just can't even believe that we have this chaise in the bedroom, and he likes to put his. Okay, well, what are you doing with these? Oh, he hates the thought of a closet, and it's bothering me that he's making the little boys like that. So I'm just like, oh, this is great. This is getting to be crazy. So I told them today when we're at the lake, I'm like, I know you think this is the way it's supposed. This is not the way it's supposed to be. He should be putting his stuff away. I'm telling you that this is not. Please don't ever grow up like that. Because he's got to. I know he has some kind of a mental block that if he puts it away, it doesn't exist.
I'll be darned. Now, that's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah. If he puts it away, it doesn't exist.
So he likes to just look at it.
Look at everything. All of his toiletries, it has to be there. It drives me insane.
I'm gonna play with some of my. I play with I guess I play with toys. I play with slime.
Oh, slime? Like stress slime. Uh-oh. She lost it.
What was that?
Dreaming lost her. She was getting her slime out.
Oh,
Remember when I used to play with the slime? I want to make slime with that little girl because I have so many things downstairs of ingredients. And Luke.
oh, but she'll like that.
Yeah. You're like Jimmy. Your husband has 3 children, my 8-year-old and 4-year-old, and me, his 46-year-old wife child.
So is she a sweet little girl? She must be, right?
Oh, yeah, she is. Yuppers.
Because I was going to say, if she was a little brat, you wouldn't be planning on
No.
making slime and everything if she was a crazy kid.
No. She's very nice.
That's good.
Oh my gosh! But I'm going to do the bottle cutter tomorrow, and then I don't know. I'm going to.
What made you want to start doing the bottle cutter?
Because I've always wanted a bottle cutter, and I've been saving all these freaking bottles. And I
Oh,
saw all the neat things.
Kombucha or whatever?
Yeah, all the neat things you can do.
Uh-huh.
There's so many things if you go on Pinterest and stuff.
You can make candle holders too, with the white, if your son has some really pretty liquor bottles that he gives you.
Yeah.
With the shapes, you can make, like, you know what I mean, like a candle votive out of them, a holder for it.
Do you know which ones? That's my problem because I'm not a drinker. Do you know which ones are really nice? Because I could. Do you know any?
Well, the only thing that I ever really drink is wine, but I think like certain whiskey bottles or
yeah.
There are some beautiful liquor bottles.
Yeah, somebody gets me the names of them so I can give it to them.
Oh yeah, I don't. You might just.
What about what is it? That Belvedere vodka has that real pretty snowy scene on it, I think.
Yeah, and he told me there was another one he mentioned that has a pretty bottle. I didn't know it.
Yeah, back in the day, they really did have some pretty ones.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of pretty ones here. I don't know where Dave put them now.
There you go. Same me. I don't know where mine are either.
Yeah, we used to have them on display here before everything got changed around.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Did you get your yet? For the paintings?
Did I order it yet?
Yeah.
No.
Your what? What are you ordering?
I was thinking for Dave and I to do that painting.
Oh, your paint. Yeah.
I would need to, order the
supplies,
oils.
Yeah.
And but I'm starting to have second thoughts now. Now I'm getting nervous about it.
Oh, because of my freak out?
Kind of. And I'm thinking of how you said it was so super messy and everything.
But do it outside. I would definitely, if I was doing it, especially, I would do it outside on the deck or somewhere, like that. That's definitely where I would do it. Okay. Outside, you have your paint thinner. I do during the day, and that's what I would do.
Well, I want to tell y'all something. As I watched y'all paint, I'm not going to name any names, but there was one that when they started, I thought, oh my God, that's going to be terrible, poor thing. And do you know, when it got finished, I thought it was the most beautiful one of all.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it funny like that, right?
I know. I agree, Dreaming. I think I know what you're talking about, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. And
they were all very nice, but there was one that I kind of thought that too.
I'm going to do that for sure. I think I really would like that, and I hope she does another one.
I think Snow Remover wanted to do one too, didn't she? Didn't Snow Remover said she wanted to do an acrylic one?
Oh, that would be fun.
I think, because she's a painter.
Yeah, oh. And you know who else is a painter? I believe is Laura Lee.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I wish they would do one.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see everybody's styles, Yeah.
Okay, but where you said me and Dave should do it out here during the day. How are we gonna? We're not gonna have any easel or anything that you stand there like a regular artist. You know what I mean?
Oh, but
Well, they're not very
if you have a
expensive.
picnic table, you could kind of just like rig up like a little, just something to stand the canvas on. That's all you need, really. Against, you
Yeah,
could sit
Oh, yeah,
down.
that's cool.
I guess a ladder would work somehow. You could
Yeah, get those ladders.
get those ladders out.
I guess I will, Davita.
Yeah.
Keep bugging me about it. I should, because he did say he would do it. He thought it looked good. He
Oh, then
really
you got-
liked what Florida was doing.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So, I guess that would be something good for us to do together.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right.
They say
Yeah,
when
I
you're
will
working
do
with
it
your
then,
hands,
because he'll be disappointed probably if I don't. He'll be like, "You're always saying you're going to do this and that with me, and then we never
oh
do."
yeah, don't be like that, Susan.
Which I am. I'm bad about that the last few years, so I should do it.
I think you'd have fun.
I do too.
I spoke to Lisa D today, Newfie. She just had a lot going on. It was her daughter being in town and stuff, and then her daughter had a wedding. So I think she's finally coming down from that now. Oh, 333. Thank you, Raina Marie.
333.
Would you
Yeah,
guys be
there's-
scared to go out of state? Okay, well, we live in Indiana. That's no secret. Would you be afraid to go to Ohio? I'm not exactly sure where. And for a surprise birthday party
Oh, yeah.
and stay in a hotel for a couple days.
I would. But that's
I don't
me.
know. I don't know if they have any. There's a few states that have not had hardly any COVID, so I don't know if they have or not.
Again.
There
Yeah,
was?
it's my mother-in-law's sister. It's a surprise 80th birthday party for her. Not this coming weekend, but the next weekend.
How many people are going? That's the first thing.
Yeah,
It's
that'd
about
be
your
it.
family. They've had this planned for months.
Oh,
I'd be afraid then.
I'd be, yeah. My daughter said she went to like meet her friends with her boyfriend on like this rooftop, just to have a rooftop little party, and everybody was going to social distance and wear masks and stuff. And now she's
Right.
really freaked out because some people took off their masks and they got a little too close. And now she's like, so now she's having like OCD over it. But I mean, I think she'll be okay. But she's like, no, I shouldn't have. It's like too soon. I don't want to do that. I'm not going back to that, says she.
And then this Saturday is Jack's open house.
Oh,
Who is he? What's it
My
about?
grandson.
Oh,
Of course, I'm not going to miss that. No way.
Yeah.
yeah.
how many people are going to that?
I was looking on Facebook, how they do that invite type thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so far, definites are 65.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Whoa.
Is that even
Wear your
allowed?
mask.
That's not even allowed in our state.
Is it true? Is there anyone from California here? Because I read that they closed California down again.
They did.
Yeah.
I read that too, yeah.
DeVita's from
Yeah.
California.
So it is closed.
Back then. Well, they're closing gyms and hair salons. A lot of non-essential, the mall, closing that down. But I don't know. I mean,
You've got a
It's
crazy governor, right?
I mean, do we dare just close everything again? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's crazy.
Oh, I wonder what's going to happen in the fall if we get another peak.
Well, that's what I was thinking because the numbers are rising. So what's going to happen in November?
But what they're saying is that the numbers are rising because, they're doing more testing,
Yeah.
but not as deadly as it was in the beginning. You know what I mean? They're leaving, they're going home, and it's not like all of the hospitals are just crammed. It's
Right.
weird.
They've learned a little bit how to deal with it now.
Hi, Florida.
Hello.
You
My
got a
son-in-law-
complaint? You got a complaint about your
Oh, yeah.
husband?
Tell us about your husband.
One thing my husband does wrong is when he snores like a freight train.
That's the only thing he does wrong, Florida?
I've only had him back here for a year. He was gone for almost 15.
15 years?
Yeah, almost 15 years.
Where did he go? Overseas?
No, when 9/11 happened, they closed the airport he worked at.
Oh.
And then he went to Orlando Airport, and then he went to Miami Airport, and they started cutting jobs. So he ended up in Boston for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and you didn't go there? You lived in Florida?
Oh, hell no. His mother lives up there.
Oh. You didn't want to be around her.
That woman's a full-blooded Sicilian that's crazier than a goose.
Tell us more. Tell us more. Do tell.
We want to hear more, Florida.
Well, she is.
So you don't get along with her? Did you ever get along with her?
She didn't like me first because I'd already been married.
Uh-huh.
And she's Catholic. So that was oh no. And then I had kids, so that was 2 strikes against me.
Mm-hmm.
How did she treat you? We want some dirt.
Like I was a blonde-haired stepchild.
Redheaded stepchild?
Well, in that family, it's red.
They have redheads in there?
But of course, and then you had her husband Mickey. Me and him got along fine. Of course, he had that selective hearing too.
Oh, yeah.
He never heard a word that woman said, but he heard everything everybody else said.
Mm-hmm.
Dee Dee, we've already covered that. You'll have to rewind back, Dee Dee. We covered it extensively. We've been on for a few hours already, Dee Dee. You're late.
So he stayed up there basically and lived with his mother while he worked, or
no,
what?
Believe it or not, his aunt had a cottage out at Cape Cod.
Wow.
So he lived on the Cape for 15 years.
Now, how neat.
We're at the at and more section of the broadcast.
So when he
That's
came
okay,
home,
Dee
it was
Dee.
like a honeymoon
Just
for you,
rewind
huh?
back and you'll get it.
Wow, we don't talk that much.
Oh, it's funny.
I'm sure you saw each other in those 14 years, didn't you?
He would come home 4 days a month.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Every 2 weeks he would come home for 2 days.
So
So
you're
kind of
used
like
to
a
getting,
long haul truck driver type thing.
Yeah.
So you're
And were
used,
you working at the prison?
Well, he only came home to make sure I paid the bills while he was gone.
Oh my gosh.
I love the way Florida describes things.
so,
Yeah.
So you're used to getting everything done on your own, Florida.
I always have been.
Well, you get a lot done.
More than he does. Let's see. He's been off on vacation for a week. I have no ceiling fan up. That's one thing I will not do.
Right.
I do not do electricity.
Right.
It's only been here for a year and a half.
Well, that's not too bad. I have light pictures that are supposed to be up that have been here since 2014.
Oh man. See, it's a man thing. It's not just my husband.
I mean, I would love to put it up because the fan I picked out when I did my kitchen, I got a matching one for my living room,
Mm-hmm.
and they look like big.
Dreaming, can you
Pom-poms.
move the slime from your microphone though? Can't
Oh,
hear
is it
what
making a lot of noise? I'm popping. Oh my god. And I was really getting after it.
Like I said, they look like big pom-poms, and that is the best. I've never seen a fan that moves so much air.
Yeah.
And you're wanting him to put it up?
I'd like to before it rusts in the box.
Oh my gosh.
If you want Johnny Depp, Deborah, you have to rewind, and if you want Olivia Jensen, you do.
I started reading a little bit on Facebook.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
What you had read, last night.
I know. It's craziness, right?
What did
Yeah.
his first wife die from that? Oh, we're talking about Johnny Depp. I'm sorry, that mixed up.
No, about that little girl.
No, the little girl.
Olivia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Olivia. Oh.
Oh,
Do
that
we know what
precious
she?
little thing.
Do we know why? I mean, how she died?
Not yet.
Poor baby.
I mean, abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah. I'm
And
sorry.
so the
I don't think half
grandfather.
of them.
You don't think what?
I don't think half of them social workers do their job.
Yeah. Sad.
No, a lot of them are in
probably not.
child trafficking. They're in on it.
Really?
Well, I got a lady that I'm in a coupon group with, and she's called DCF on, I think it's her niece, 4 times,
Oh wow.
and they won't do nothing. They won't do nothing with them. And she showed a video. The woman posted a video, and the lady copied it and showed us all. I mean, the guy picks the kid up, puts him in a trash can, and leaves him there.
Oh my God.
They put the child in a trash can?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They did nothing about it?
No.
Ugh.
And they're sitting here calling him names and all kinds of things. And the lady that, the group she was so mad, but she said they would not, they find nothing wrong with. I'm going, you gotta be kidding.
Oh my God.
Well, remember that story that we all knew about? What was that little guy's name that
Gannon?
went to school beat up and
Oh, that
it
little
was a
boy.
movie?
Oh, that's horrible. Oh my gosh.
and look how many social workers didn't do anything about him.
I know. That's so terrible. And the one that was on Netflix, too. Gabrielle, was it her name?
That's the one I'm talking about, Gabrielle.
Yeah,
I
but
couldn't
also
watch
remember
that
the
one.
little boy that was on Facebook and he's sitting on the chair with this little project and his face is all bruised up?
Oh yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
I remember that.
she hasn't posted anything in a while about it, but like I said, we all sat here and watched the video, and just, the mother's sitting back here while the father is just picking on that kid bad, and the mother's laughing and giggling, and I'm going, you guys, something's wrong with these people.
Yeah.
Man.
It's awful.
Well, I don't know the person, but I know of a girl in Indiana that has had 4 kids, okay?
Mm-hmm.
every time she gets pregnant, she gives that kid away to one of her friends.
Oh my gosh.
And she's done it 4 times. I only know that because the 4th one is with my niece.
Mm.
Well, at least in a way, she's giving those kids away, and they're not being abused.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
Yeah.
she has a sister that is very well off that will take her kids, but she won't let her have them. She would rather pass them off on just anybody that'll take them.
All because she doesn't want the sister to have them.
Yeah,
Why doesn't she get on birth
like I
control?
said, her sister is very well off.
So she has jealousy and resentment and everything towards the sister, it sounds like.
I don't know what she's got, but I honestly think them kids ought to be with their aunt, not strangers.
Be nice.
You know, she shouldn't just go out and get pregnant every couple of years or whatever and just go give them kids away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear so
Yeah.
much about that anymore, you know?
Yeah.
You really do.
I don't think anybody, well, they're all keeping it hidden from her sister.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I saw her, Eva, a couple of days ago. 2 days, that were 2 days into the end of the world. Lori Vallow.
Oh,
No,
that's right.
How's that little old hag doing?
Well, I thought it was supposed to be July. Wasn't it July 20th? Or the 22nd?
Oh, 22nd, wasn't it?
22nd. Yeah. So we have to wait. Okay, 22nd.
I wonder if they'll end up turning on each other. What do you think?
Probably. I don't know. Yeah. Who knows what they're going to do? It's so crazy.
But isn't there something like double jeopardy where they can't testify against each other? A married couple?
Yeah, there's a married couple, right? It's not double jeopardy. They can't. They don't have to. What is it? They don't have to disclose what. Let me see what it is.
Yeah, they have marital privileges that they don't have to. But I think I just think somebody else will come up and say something.
So sad.
Well, they still haven't said what his first wife died of.
But they did
exempt.
exempt. I think they exempt her body, didn't they?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, I heard speaking about that. Well, not speaking about this, but
Spousal privileges is that a witness spouse. Okay, the rationale of this rule is if a witness spouse desires to testify. In common law, spousal privilege, also called marital privilege or husband-wife privilege, is a term used in the law of evidence to describe two separate privileges that apply to spouses. Both types of privilege are based on the policy of encouraging spousal harmony and preventing spouses from having to condemn or be condemned by their spouses. The spousal communications privilege or confidences privilege is a form of privileged communication that protects the contents of confidential communications between spouses during the marriage from testimonial disclosure, while spousal testimonial privilege, also called spousal incompetency and spousal immunity, protects the individual holding the privilege from being called to testify so they don't have to testify in proceedings relating to his or her spouse. However, the spousal privileges have their roots in the legal fiction that a husband and wife were one person. Okay, so she doesn't, testimonial privilege. A minority of states apply testimonial privilege in both criminal and civil cases. For example, under California Evidence Code, California permits the application of testimonial privilege to both civil and criminal cases and includes both the privilege not to testify as well as the privilege not to be called as a witness by the party adverse to the interests of the spouse in the trial. So I don't know what,
So that's going to knock out their testimony against each other.
well, they're
Yeah.
in Idaho. Where are they? Idaho? These people. So Rexburg, Idaho. I don't know.
You know what I was reading today? I don't know
Yeah.
if anyone read this, but they were saying that Lisa Marie Presley, her son,
Mhm.
that he
Yeah.
was in the street.
That he was in
Oh.
the street when he killed himself?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
sense to me. You know what
Living
I'm-
in the street?
They said he was in the street.
Oh.
And I thought, wait a minute. Would he just do that in the street, or could it have been a homicide and they made it look like a suicide? I've never heard of, I guess people do, but it just seemed kind of odd to me because that wasn't. And so I read in the San Diego, I think it was the San Diego newspaper, one of the reporters is the one that said that he was found in the street. It just seemed odd to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is odd.
And now I just read something that supposedly the girlfriend pleaded with him.
Oh, I didn't read
Oh.
that.
Oh, really? See, I haven't read anything else on it. He sure did look like Elvis, though. You
Oh,
can see
he
it
was
in his
so
eyes
handsome.
and nose and his mouth.
Everything is
Well,
odd. I'll have that sleepy eye.
Yes,
Yeah.
What
yes.
I read, they found him in the house.
Well, that's what I thought too. And then I read today that they found him in the street, and I thought, okay, which one's true? So I don't know. But I didn't hear anything about the girlfriend pleading with him.
I wonder if he'd had trouble with depression his whole life, or maybe it's because
Bipolar.
the girlfriend was broke
Because
up with him, or
she's got problems with it.
who does?
Lisa, the mom,
Oh, she does.
depression.
I see.
I don't know about Priscilla. I tried to see today if she had made a statement, but I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
She's getting on up there in age, I guess.
Mm-hmm. She's in her 70s. I don't know exactly how old. Because Lisa's in her 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, she was a cute little baby.
Well,
I can still remember her picture.
Just turned.
Huh?
She's 51.
Oh, that's
51?
it?
Yeah, she was born in 69.
Oh, okay.
51.
So let me see.
I remember her picture on the front of magazines and stuff as a little
Yeah.
baby and a little girl. And gosh, she was so adorable. Looked just like him, like Elvis.
Mhm.
Even her hands are like his.
See, it
Oh,
says
really?
Yeah.
Benjamin Keogh was found by police with a single gunshot wound to the upper torso at around 6:30 a.m. on Sunday at his mother's Calabasas mansion in California. It is
Well.
not clear whether Benjamin was alone at the house. Lisa Marie's manager, I can't see here. Source
And
close
now-
to the family has claimed that Benjamin has been struggling for a long time, and the death, though shocking, won't have come as a huge surprise.
Oh,
Oh, they both were depressed.
Police with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department said they responded to a rescue response call early Sunday, adding that upon their arrival they located the victim suffering from one gunshot wound to the upper torso. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. An official could be seen outside the mansion Sunday while police and a coroner's vehicle were parked nearby. A source told The Sun that Benjamin's family was told about the death early on Sunday morning. Nancy Sinatra tweeted, "I have known you since before your mama gave birth to you. Never dreaming you would have had pain like this in your life. I'm so very sorry.
Mm.
And let's see.
Well, I wonder where they got this street. Stupid.
Yeah, it's not the street. He was in the.
Because it didn't make sense to me, but I thought, well, maybe something weird happened.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's where he shot himself in the chest and not in the head. Sorry.
Oh, well, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Most people that actually commit suicide and shoot themselves, they shoot themselves in the head.
Mm-hmm. Something does seem a little strange. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking that, but it seems a little strange.
Off about that.
I just don't know how she's going to recover. I mean, well, she will, but I mean, she was so close to him, they said, yeah, I mean, and he looks just like her dad, his grandfather, and he was the only son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they said they were really close.
Close, yeah. But she's got to be, she's got those two 11-year-old twin daughters, and then her older daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she'll get through it like
Yeah. I mean,
Like
you
all
do.
the other mothers.
Yeah.
Bodies on YouTube.
What'd you say, Florida?
It says
Huh?
there's a video with a body on YouTube. Whose body?
Whose body?
Rivera's or
Bodies on YouTube?
that's what they said. You got to whose body they're talking about. 'Cause they were talking about his, and then they went in talking about Rivera that drowned in the lake. So I'm talking about
Did they
whose
find
body.
her yet?
Yeah, they did
Oh,
Yeah.
they did?
today.
Oh, okay. And what do they think happened? That's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
They say she lifted him on the boat, and then mommy went in the water or something. Like, but if she could lift him on the boat, I mean, why couldn't she just hang on to the boat? I don't get it.
I don't either.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
I think, didn't the 4-year-old say he and mommy were swimming?
Yeah, and then
And
mommy put
I
him
thought
on the
he
boat.
said he got in the boat and mommy couldn't get in the boat, or mommy was still swimming.
Because
I
I
thought
heard
that's what he said.
they said that she lifted him into the boat, and that was like the last thing she could do for him. She got tangled in debris in the lake.
Oh.
Oh,
It was a riptide in a lake.
I
In a
guess
lake?
it was mossy stuff. You know, that long stuff.
I'm so lost because even if it was mossy stuff, okay, you could still lay back and float
Yeah, or hang on to the boat.
and then
Well, are
get
you
your
sure
leg.
she wasn't drinking?
What?
Are you sure she wasn't drinking or something?
I've never heard in my life of a riptide in a lake. In
Yeah,
an
I
ocean,
have-
Oh,
yeah.
no, I haven't either.
Wasn't that a lake she was on?
I don't know.
Now that you're asking, I'm not sure. I think it was.
So it wasn't an ocean or...
No,
No,
I've never heard of a riptide. I don't think that's possible, is it?
no,
We were
I've never in my
going
life
back-
heard of a riptide in a lake. Riptide
No,
is in
not
an
like
ocean.
Lake Michigan.
Because you have to have waves and.
Oh, the picture on YouTube is of Rivera.
I don't get, but why would you take a small child swimming in a deep lake? Newfie, but I go swimming in a deep lake with small children, but I don't understand why first they didn't even have, like, she didn't even have a noodle with her or something if she's jumping off into a lake with a small child, or
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Didn't he have a life jacket on?
I don't know. I mean, it's so cool.
Yeah, I think the little boy did.
And then he was just
Awesome.
sleeping on the boat. Like, he's 4 years old, isn't he?
Yeah, 4-year-old. Yep. Little
And she
4-year-old.
She was sleeping on the boat?
No, the 4-year-old boy was.
Oh,
Some people think she might have been drinking.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe
that's what you said. Then, yeah.
Her son had a life jacket.
Good thing the little boy had a life jacket on at least.
Yeah.
Said him and mommy were swimming. He got out of the water, and her life jacket was in the boat.
Yeah, but wasn't he found by another boater? Still on the boat?
Oh no.
She probably jumped into.
Sad.
Kind of a freaky deal, huh?
It is, yeah. Well, that's like Natalie Wood.
Yes. She
That's
was so afraid of water.
Yeah.
The
Poor
lake she
thing
died
had
on has a strong undertow.
Her whole life was just, she didn't have a good life.
Mm-mm. So sad.
Yeah. She was so pretty.
She was. And her one daughter looks just like her, too.
Does she? I haven't seen her.
I can't remember
Yes.
her name. It's her youngest, I think. Is it the youngest or the oldest? Well, anyway, one of them looks just.
Night, Gigi.
I still think Natalie Wood was killed.
I do too.
I do, too.
Do you think that Gardner killed her? James, is that James Gardner?
No,
No, you're
Rob-
thinking of Robert Wagner.
Oh yeah, Robert Wagner. I always get mixed up with these people. My friends always laugh at me. But why would he want?
Well, even, what was it, the captain of the boat said they were fighting before it happened
Yes,
on his interview.
yes.
See, on this thing about Naya, it says she used the last of her strength to save her 4-year-old son before she died. The sheriff from Ventura County said she mustered out enough strength to get her son back on the boat, but not enough to save herself. Body discovered Monday has been identified as the former Glee actress. Rivera and her son rented a pontoon boat on Lake Piru Wednesday. The child told rescuers he and his mother had gone into the water to swim, but she did not get back up on the boat. He told investigators he then looked back and saw her disappear under the surface of the water. Her son was found asleep on the rental pontoon boat after it was overdue for return. One life jacket was found on the boat and the boy was wearing another. Rivera, 33, was presumed dead and after she went missing Wednesday. Her body was found floating in the northeast area of the lake where the water is between 35 to 60 feet deep. So that's not a deep lake.
No.
Monday, after a 6-day search, investigators said they're confident the body was Rivera's, but the body is still being taken to the Ventura County Coroner's Office where it will be identified using dental records.
how come it?
Her family,
No, and again, I'm talking out of ignorance, really ignorance.
her family
Why
has,
did
what'd you say?
why did they need the dental records? I mean, how many days was she in the water, and what constitutes having to have dental records where they couldn't tell it was her?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, what if the family doesn't want to identify her? Is that a reason to do it? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It could be they don't want to see her.
She's gonna be all bloated like a fish.
Oh, okay.
Her family has been at the lake every day, holding out hope and communicating with investigators. The actress is best known. Let's see. But they're not giving any. It's weird that's not saying how anything about a riptide or anything like that. Here's another one.
So sorry for that little boy.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you. Let's see. I hope he's not old enough to remember that.
I don't know. 4, a lot of times you do remember stuff.
Oh, yeah, because I can remember back to, 3. My first memories.
Yeah.
Well, Dad, if she was in the water for 6 days, she may have been a little bit of fish food.
Oh, 6 days, yeah. She would be
6 days.
really bad shape.
Oh, how sad.
I wonder why it took 6 days when they knew where it was.
I don't know.
According to the authorities, another boater discovered Rivera's boat drifting on the lake approximately 3 hours after they left the dock. Josie, that's her son, was found alone. An adult-sized life jacket, presumed to have been Rivera's, was discovered on the boat. Her identification was also on board, and her car was found nearby.
Oh, she didn't have her life jacket on?
No.
Tragic.
No.
But they don't say anything about whether she was a swimmer, whether, I mean,
That's
I'm
what
not
I
seeing
was
anything
wondering,
like
yeah.
that.
That is just very strange.
Yeah.
And a pontoon boat. I
And
was
see-
thinking a small little boat.
Yeah, and then they keep saying she lifted him on there. If to do that, she would have to be holding on to the boat,
Yeah.
right? So why couldn't
Yeah,
she just hold
yeah.
on herself? If she, I don't get it. It's not making
Yeah.
sense.
Unless she was drinking.
See, it says she must have mustered enough energy. That's what they're just saying that to get her son back on the boat, but not enough
Yeah.
to save herself.
Now, see, that's strange because down here, if you run a boat, if you don't have a license to operate one, you got to have somebody pay. You got to pay somebody to operate one.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't take anything out of the water that you're not licensed to operate.
Was she married?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't heard much about it. Or read much about
But I don't
it.
know where they heard in the chat riptide or weeds or whatever. I don't see anything. They didn't say her body was trapped in weeds or anything like that.
And why wouldn't she put the life vest on? You know what I mean? Just to be on the safe side, knowing if that was just her and her son out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe she had it off to get a tan or something. I have no idea.
Something up with that.
Or she got in the water to go to the bathroom or something.
They're saying she was divorced.
And what doesn't make sense to me is how long it took them to find her when they knew where it happened. It seems like divers could find her pretty quick.
Yeah, and if it wasn't that deep, couldn't they have dragged it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not deep. It's 35 to 65 feet. It's not deep.
Mm-mm.
Well, yeah, but look, who was it? Lacey Peterson? He dumped?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the
In
day.
the ocean.
But that was the
Yeah,
day.
but what I'm saying is, if some of her parts wouldn't have came off and she was, it took her a while to come to the top too.
Well,
Yeah.
he weighted down on her though, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It took a little bit for some of her parts to come off.
It's just a miracle that they found him. That they floated like that. And they found the baby.
That's another story.
I mean, she
You know,
may,
his
like I said, she may have been safe, but once your body feels a gas, you float.
yeah.
Because I know a guy that passed away up in a trailer, and they didn't find him for like 2 weeks, and they ended up cutting the side of the trailer out because he had bloated so bad they thought he was going to explode.
Ooh.
Oh,
They brought a dump truck into loading him.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize you could bloat that bad.
Yeah. I mean, it was, my dad lived in the trailer park, and it was right down at the end of his street, and they cut the whole side of the wall out of the trailer.
Wow.
Was he a heavy set guy?
Yeah. Buck said he had bloated so bad.
Where are those that are saying she was caught in weeds? I went through several reports. I don't see anything about weeds or riptide.
You know, I mean, figure, yeah, I mean, if you fill with gas, and you do, I sure
One
wouldn't want
drowning was trying to say their child.
what comes out of that pond
mm-mm,
in the back of my ambulance.
mm-mm.
Oh, that's true.
I'm gross.
Excuse me. No, I think you're just being really realistic.
Carolyn read the okay.
How old was she?
35, I think. 33.
How do y'all get your pictures on there? Like my picture is just a silhouette of a person, and I've gone over there and looked, and I set a picture up, but it doesn't come on when.
My crazy life says, Carolyn, read the MSN article.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to, but it's not.
After over 130 years of empowering
What the heck?
Scooter, how'd you get your picture on there?
Oh, you just go to your Google account.
Yeah.
And it didn't show up right away. It took, I don't know, maybe 24 hours for it to totally show up. But yeah, just go to Google account and then your settings, and then it'll say edit your profile, and that's how you do it. It'll show you how to put your picture in and all that.
Okay, I did that.
I can too.
I did it, and it's on everything except here when I. On this right here.
Where she was swimming at, they're saying was a flooded forest. A flooded forest.
A what? A flood? They said it was a man-made lake.
Yeah, they said that they built the dam there and they flooded the forest. So underneath it was full of the lake was a flooded forest, shrub, brushland when a dam was created.
Okay. Lake Piru.
Ooh, I wouldn't want to be swimming in that.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Well, they called the pond behind
Lake
my house.
Piru recreation area.
It's behind my house, a pond, and I wouldn't swim in it because it's runoff water.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it says Lake Piru recreation area along the western shore has 60 acres with various recreational facilities, camping, boating. The lake is situated downstream from Pyramid Lake and can be accessed from Piru Canyon Road through Piru, California. Let's see, due to harsh conditions such as debris, low visibility, whirlpools, strong winds, and cold water temperatures. A number of fatalities relating to drowning have occurred in Lake Peru. August 94, 27-year-old Jesus drowned in the lake while on outing with a family, even though he was wearing a life jacket. What? Laborio Domingos in 97 drowned while trying to rescue his daughter. 22-year-old Castillo Newhall drowned in the lake. His body was found in 97. There's not in 97. There's 3 in 97. Rescue workers recovered 30-year-old Lake Ulysses Mendoza, who disappeared while swimming. February 98, Lake Peru employee Arthur Caladera was found drowned in the lake. The details are unknown. June 98, 30-year-old was found by a park ranger. 25-year-old was drowned just 10 feet from the shore. 9-year-old was found in 2004, drowned roughly 150 feet from the shore while wading in the water. So what the heck? This sounds like quite the lake here.
That sounds like Devil's Lake.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then there's more and more and more. Then there was a death by suicide there. Another one disappeared under the water while swimming.
Now, why would they allow people to swim in that lake?
But I wonder how many drownings something like Lake Michigan has. You know what I mean?
Oh, we have
Like
a lot.
Yeah,
We have
probably a lot, right?
Yes. Very much so.
It's a man-made lake formed in 1950. The water filled a canyon in Southern California's Topa Mountains, covering trees, rocks, and other debris on the bottom of the lake, where murky waters leave only 1 to 2 feet of visibility. Here, who's got music on?
Not me.
Oh, that's the TV in the other room.
Oh.
I'll mute.
Okay.
It's Dave.
Oh, Dave. Causing
Oh,
trouble.
did you see Lisa Ace's post?
No, what'd she say?
Oh my God, I just unwrapped a piece of bazooka gum. And the fortune says your boat is coming into harbor. Am I freaking the freak out?
She's freaking the freak out over that?
Yeah, because her boat's coming into harbor and we're talking about boating and drowning.
Oh, okay.
Stay out of the
Will be
water,
for-
Lisa. Don't even go in the swimming pool.
Take your rubber ducky in the tub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. 27 people drowned in Lake Michigan last year.
27.
Yeah, last year. Lake Michigan is 925 feet deep, 370. Well, that's a deep lake, 925 feet. Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is deep.
Yeah, wow. That is a deep lake.
Wow.
And there's lots of riptides and everything there too.
Is there really?
Oh yeah.
See, I'm totally spoiled. Like, we just swam like all the way across. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm spoiled with this lake.
Oh yeah. That's not a great lake, so yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm spoiled because
Right. Yeah.
yeah, there are no riptides, there are no whirlpools.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me.
You know, and
It's just fun in the sun.
yeah, and then like you can float, like you can float and just chill.
And I'm sure it's a really clean lake too, being on the top of the mountain.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
it's very clean. You can see down a long way.
Yeah.
You know, even though it's spring spring fed, and there's a lot of rocks in it because it used to be a rock quarry, is what they used to say. And that's why there's the tracks on the top, and that's why there's a lot of like bluestone all in the lake, and
Right. Yeah.
This has underground creeks.
See, you couldn't get me anywhere near Lake Michigan.
Mm.
You couldn't get me anywhere near the Great Lakes. So
Why?
not happening.
Why?
If it can sink a boat, a ship,
Uh-huh.
it can kill one person.
But do you go in the ocean? Do you go in the ocean, Florida?
Nope.
You don't? You don't even wade
Nope.
in the ocean?
Nope. That's why I got a pool.
You don't walk on the beach?
Nope.
How come?
I have issues with nasty people.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to go swim in somebody's toilet, I'll go swim in the ocean.
Mm.
Guarantee most of them ain't getting out to go pee.
Right, but what about walking on the beach picking up shells? Or you don't do that either?
I used to, but they have, like, here not long ago, like Honeymoon Island is nice,
Yeah.
but you got to be real careful on when you go out there, because they have so much tagged because of the sea turtle beds.
Mm.
What do you mean? Because I was swimming out there. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you got to be real careful, like I said, walking along there,
Yeah.
because you do not want to disturb the sea turtle beds.
Oh, okay. You don't have shells anymore, it's pink?
No.
What happened to your shells? It's pink. Well, there's like that little boy that went missing. That's about that podcast. Someone must have seen something, and he went missing when the family was around a lake in Canada. And
Oh, the grandpa was sitting there, wasn't he?
Supposed to be watching him,
Yeah.
and they've never found that little boy.
no, and they kept dogs kept hitting in the lake, and they kept going in the lake, and never found anything. You probably collected most. Do you see? Do you swim in it, Sharon?
Go to bed.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Love
Davida.
ya.
Good night.
Good night, Davida.
Good night.
I'm not going to be far behind you.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah. Do you swim in it, Sharon? I mean, because we have the Finger Lakes up here too, up further, but
Well, I used to swim in the ocean.
we've only had one drowning in our lake. One. And it wasn't anyone that lives here. It was, and it happened, the reason it happened is because of hypothermia, because it was before you should be swim. See, what was one of the boys that 2 houses down from our house, he graduated college, I believe it was, and he had a few of his guy friends up, as a special weekend, and it was in April, and we happened to be up here, and I was in high school, and my father was, so we're on the deck, and we noticed like this commotion on the shore. Again, it is not a time to be. It was very early May, I believe it was, or it might have even been the end of April. It was early. It was way too early to be swimming. Number one, but I mean, sometimes in April, at the end of April, you can. It depends on the weather, but very rarely. Apparently, what they did, this guy got up in the morning, and he took the canoe out. Now, a canoe, if you're not used to a canoe, it's you could tip it over very easily. A lot of kids do it for fun.
Yes. Yep.
So he went out in a canoe, and all they can guess is that he went down by what they used to call the haunted house, but not haunted house anymore. And they think he dropped his glasses. That maybe he was looking in the water and his glasses fell in. And he went to get them, and he just went down, and the water was cold, and they found him clutching his glasses.
Oh my God.
Clutching his glasses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the kid was very affected by it. Of course, I mean, it's everybody was. I mean, there weren't a lot of people on the lake when it happened, but we just happened to be up that weekend, which usually we probably wouldn't be. But I remember when they grabbed the body bag and they had it on the on the shore down there, and it was I don't even remember, like, we didn't even walk down or anything, but we watched it from you could see it right from the deck. But that's the, knock on wood, that's the only drowning ever, which is good. Let's hope that but yeah, it was a shame. And I don't remember if he had like his clothes on too, which, like, because he wasn't thinking of going swimming, and there were a whole bunch of factors that I doubt there's even an article about it, because it happened in somewhere in the early 80s probably. Let me see.
One of my friend's sons died by drowning in a lake.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing about it.
No, I just have issues with, fish and dirty water and nasty people and getting out of the water dirtier than what you started.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind the fish or anything like that, because the lake is so clean. It really is. We have our water tested all the time. We have a committee that tests our water constantly.
Oh.
Constantly.
Yeah, but see, like down here at the ocean, they don't do that. It's, that thing with, what was it? That, the guy that got stung by the stingray.
Oh, the crocodile hunter?
Yeah.
What about
my luck, I'd be a lucky one to find one.
I couldn't believe he died. I really liked him.
Yeah. I don't know. Some people are just, they have a phobia of it.
Yeah.
Some people don't like lakes. Some people don't like oceans. Some people don't like pools. So it's just whatever you float your boat there.
That's funny.
What?
I would say at least 50% of the people in Florida have pools.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah. If I lived in Florida, I would have a pool. Believe me.
100%.
Because when you fly in, if you actually look, you can see them all in their backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Pools are very expensive here.
In Texas?
Yeah.
I mean, aren't they expensive anywhere?
Probably so.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it depends on what kind of pool you want, too.
Well, we were gonna upgrade our above. Well, I got an above ground that's halfway in. And we wanted to put an in-ground pool in.
Right.
No way. They want more for the pool than what I paid for my new toy.
Wow, that's expensive.
Because they don't want to put down here. They don't want to put concrete around them anymore. They want to put pavers. So then they got to bring all the sand in and set the pavers. And like I told them, Florida is 100% sand. Why do I want to pay you to put sand in my yard?
Mm-hmm.
I got enough of it now. I don't need to pay somebody to bring me some more. But they want to put pavers in. They don't want to put natural decks in anymore down here.
And why is that, do you think?
Yeah, no. Probably price-wise, they make more on pavers.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, J Bells. I had to mute Scooter's probably like, why did you mute me? I had to mute you, Scooter,
No,
because
I know because Dave's got the TV. I
TV's
just
so
want to
loud.
say
Yeah, because there was
hi, Jay
music playing.
Bells.
Why did you mute me?
What'd you say, Scooter?
No, we're joking because there used to be a thing with like,
I was just saying.
did you mute
Yeah,
me?
hi, Jay Bells. Okay, you can.
Oh my gosh. But oh my gosh, you'll have extra sand. Yeah, but I wouldn't say I wouldn't live in Florida without a pool because you can't swim in any lakes or anything because of the alligators. And
Yeah.
my pool would have to be like it's screened in one.
Do you see what Deb on Moose at her pool cost her?
$44,000.
How much?
But that's what my brother put in one in New Jersey, and he got like a lagoon pool with a black bottom, and it looks. They wanted it to look natural. They paid a ton of money, and it has a whirlpool, and it has like now they make them with waterfalls behind them and all kinds of plantings and. Yeah, and that they only use that, like because it's in New Jersey, so it's closed except for like 3 months out of the year.
My brother has a pool too, and that, like you said, it's just a few months out of the year they use it.
Right, and they had a very very different looking pool.
I bet that was pretty.
It is pretty, but yeah, it was
Probably
very expensive too. Yeah, but that's what they're doing down there, and then they get more and more elaborate. Like I said, with waterfalls behind them and all kinds of stuff.
I like the ones that they show on in California, like those multi-million-dollar mansions, and they have the infinity edge pools. Those are gorgeous.
Yes. Wait, do you? Oh, the edge. You don't mean the ones that you swim and they have a current and you just keep swimming and it's a tiny pool and you just keep swimming against the current? You just mean the ones that look like glass boxes and they're off the edge, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it just looks like there's no edge, basically.
But they're big.
Yeah, they're decent size. Yeah.
No, because my neighbors across the way have one of those pools that you just it's indoor and you get in and it pushes a current against you and you just keep swimming.
For exercise.
Yeah. I think it's called
really?
an infinity pool.
Do they use it?
Yeah, I think her husband does because he's a mature actor.
I think there's a hotel that has an infinity pool on the roof.
That would drive me crazy. I think it would drive me crazy just to have something that you're just going to swim against a current.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it.
So wait, you're saying the infinity edge pool is something like a current then? Because I just...
No. I think I know what you're talking about. But it's something different. There's another pool. It's a small pool. It's indoor. And you get in... And it's really like it's not big. It's about for one person to spread it out. It's not much, And then it's like instead of a whirlpool, they have a current that comes flying at you. You've never seen it, Scooter? And it's coming at you really hard. So you can't. There's no way you could swim into it. So you just keep swimming in place, and like an overhand stroke, you just keep going like a lunatic, but you're not getting anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Just for exercise.
It's only for exercise.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. I've never seen that.
Yeah. Check it out. And I think they're called infinity pools. Let me see if I can find. Yeah. My neighbor has one, but it's like But, you know, like she turns off the current and brings like her granddaughter in there, but it's small, so it's like a kiddie pool.
It's not much bigger than a whirlpool,
Right,
is it?
exactly.
Sort of like a whirlpool that you'll see at hotels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. See, there's an infinity pool and there's an infinity edge pool. I think you're talking about the infinity edge pool.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I think they're beautiful.
yeah. But I wanted the one where you infinity. Yeah,
Are
see,
you talking about the endless pool?
The endless pools. That's what. Yeah, the endless pool. Yeah. See, they're like this. So they can be like that small, and you just keep swimming. This one's riding a bike in it, and then this one is above the ground. But my neighbors have an indoor one, kind of like this one. And this is an indoor one too, but I don't know. In a fraction of the space.
Yeah, but why would you want a pool when you got that pretty lake? The kids
Right,
can
but I
swim
guess
in.
so he can exercise all year long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, because he's a mature actor and he needs to stay in shape.
He's a what?
He's a mature actor and he needs to stay in shape.
Kitchen light behind me.
Oh, I see.
What did you say?
Kitchen light.
What?
Kitchen light. I'm trying to tell Alma. It's the kitchen light behind me, not daylight. I got to mute again.
Okay. Oh, there's Jeanette. They were worried about you, Jeanette. Jeanette's there. You have an infinity edge pool. Nice, Carla. And they had the blasting water feature. Your husband had to have it. He never uses it. Yeah, right? That's usually what happens, right? It's like the treadmill with the clothes on it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they are, Dandy. I'm sure they're not cheap. You've got to figure at least $10,000 depending on with everything you need. Pools are not cheap, not at all. Any kind, really. Now they're making those shipping container pools, but even those are not cheap.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're making them out of shipping containers. But then they're doing all these elaborate things, or they're, to put enclosures around them. It's crazy. Oh, I know, Jeanette, you're not going to leave the channel, never. But no, they were worried that you were not well or something. They didn't see you, so that was good. But oh my.
But didn't she take the hello off the?
Yeah, she did.
Name?
Yeah, she's just Jeanette now, just plain Jeanette. Where's plain Heather? I hope she's okay. Carolyn, did you see the news of 13? Yes, Gambler, I saw that the other day. That's terrible, isn't it? Horrible. I hate when that kind of thing happens, because then those kids, oh my gosh. I hate to even think of that.
Are your schools going to open?
We don't know. We don't know. That's how Diana feels. All right, guys, I'm going to go to bed because I got to argue with Jimmy in the morning, and that's going to take a lot of my energy. So,
Okay.
Okay.
He's still telling me he did a great job and a nice
Nicole,
thing.
my above ground pool is 15 by 24 feet.
It's a good size.
And it was only $2,500.
Good deal.
And it's 4.5 foot deep. Actually, it's deeper than that because I dug it deeper. She was asking how much above ground pools are.
She's getting off now, Jeanette.
I love y'all.
Oh yeah, Jeanette. I have to go to sleep because I have to argue with Jimmy in the morning. So,
Okay, have a good argument.
but
Get
yeah,
some rest
no.
first.
Hopefully he maybe at the night's sleep he'll come to see that he was not helping me. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. But thank you everybody for coming, and prayers for all that need them, and God bless you guys. Love you. See you tomorrow. Bye. Let's see if I get us out of here like
Bye.
this. Bye.